Red Wing Hockey. Tonight's game is brought to you by the all-new Jeep Wagoneer and Jeep Cherokee. When it comes to four-wheel drive, one word says it all, Jeep. And by Thornapple Valley's great-tasting hot dogs, hams, bacon, and sausage. And by Michigan National Corporation Bank, where we give you more money for your money. And by the Detroit area J.C. Penney stores, your headquarters for kangaroo shoes. And by your 47 Greater Detroit area Midas shops. Trust the Midas touch. And by Budweiser, the king of beers, and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Little Caesars, home of the famous Pizza and Panza Pizza. One of the Little Caesars 150 Detroit area locations is near you. Now, here's Bruce and Sid.
And so again, from the Nassau Coliseum here in Uniondale, New York, tonight the Detroit Red Wings, for the first time this season, meet the defending Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders. Sid Abel, we mentioned a little while ago on radio. I mention it again right now because our television audience is joining us, that this is a team the Detroit Red Wings played 3 times last season, defeated twice, tied another time. I'd like to say they've got their number, but this is a New York Islander team that's going.
Well, I would think the New York Islanders right today are probably the best team in hockey, Bruce. The Wings have had problems with the lesser lights. They may come in and straighten their game out and beat a team like this. And Corrado Mikula, just called up to take the place of Greg Stefan, played this team twice last year and won both games. So they have a goaltender that has a good record against the Islanders.
Well, it was November 26th. The Detroit Red Wings were in Pittsburgh, and they defeated the Penguins. They moved their record then to 10 wins, 10 losses, a couple of ties, and even 500. But since that time, they have played 7 games and lost all 7 of them. They'd like very much to get it back on the winning track here tonight, but it'll be no easy task. And then if that's not enough, right back home, weekend games back-to-back against the Philadelphia Flyers. But stranger things have happened. It's been a strange season all around. New Jersey's just come to life, beating everybody right now. The Edmonton Oilers got clobbered here the other night, went right into the Rangers, and New York Rangers fell to them quite heavily. It's been that kind of a season. Winnipeg into Toronto, whipping them badly.
Right. Bruce, you know, Detroit in this 7-game tailspin that they're in have given up a lot of goals. Prior to that, they had one of the best goals against record in the National Hockey League. They have to come out and be determined to check this team because the Islanders are a straight up-and-down hockey club that will grind in the corners and work. The Wings are going to have to come out and work with them and hope to get a break or two around the net and start scoring some goals.
And the Red Wings, as you say, are going to have to start scoring. They're just about a 2-goal-a-game average in that 7-game losing streak. The Red Wings and the New York Islanders from here in Uniondale, New York, and we'll be back with the opening face-off after we pause first for this.
You know you'll get the job done right. We take pride in what we do, 'cause we care about the work we do for you. Trust the Midas touch.
78 MGB.
Trust the Midas touch. Where nothing but the best is ever gonna do. Trust the Midas touch.
There are 47 Midas Muffler shops in the Greater Detroit area. Check the white pages for the shop nearest you.
Introducing the amazing Renault Encore. Look how it feels to mold to the road with 4 wheels suspended independently. Feel it flow through hairpin curves. Look how the new Encore feels as it almost ignores gas pumps and provides front-wheel drive for extraordinary cornering. For an amazing 5755 European design built in America, the new Renault Encore. Amazing.
The one to watch, the one to watch, the one to watch.
Renault.
What do you suppose we're having?
Panza, Little Caesar Street. 14 slices, so much for you to eat. Thick crust that is so crunchy, it's like you've never seen.
Panza Pizza is a pizza lover's dream.
Cheesy, hearty, deep, delicious feast.
Little Caesar's new shape is so neat.
A taste that is supreme. Panza Pizza is a pizza lover's dream.
Check your Detroit News or Free Press for valuable coupons.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours a happy and safe holiday season.
Back we are here at the Nassau Coliseum. The two teams out onto the ice. Corrado Mikulov will be defending the goal off to our left, and we take a look, Sid, for the first time at a young goaltender who will be in the other end of the rink. His name is Hrudey.
Yes, he played down in the International League a couple seasons. He was the second-round draft pick of the Islanders back in 1980. He's only played one game in the last 12, and they must be resting Melanson and Smith and going to give this kid a start.
Our referee tonight is Bruce Hood. Jim Christensen and Kevin Collins are the two linesmen. Bruce Hood, the veteran referee, passed his 1000th game when we were watching it, broadcasting it, and then Toronto against the Maple Leafs.
I believe there's going to be a little pre-game ceremony here. Bill Torrey, the manager of the Islanders, is going to present some kind of an award to young Dineen, Gordy Dineen, the son of the Red Wing Adirondack coach. There's Corrado Mikulov.
Corrado Mikulov. You talk about taking a young man and putting him right into the Lions' den. This is what they've done with Corrado tonight. He has played in Adirondack this season and now makes his first appearance in a Red Wing uniform against the Islanders, right in the Islanders' home ground. But he's a steady young man.
You have to wish him well. I mean,
yes.
I would think he'll have a few jitters.
Hrudey, who is, Sid said, a young fellow who was drafted, second-round draft choice, I believe it was, in the 1980 draft.
Last year, Gilbert.
They're announcing the...
Who passed away in 1979, was a great Islander scout. He was the man most responsible for the Islanders.
Making the announcements right now.
And now to make this year's presentation, we welcome President and General Manager Bill Goring.
Young Gordon Dineen won the Outstanding Rookie Award during training camp with the Islanders, and it's just been called back up.
We'll award the Henry Saraceno Annual Award to Gord Dineen.
Gord Dineen, Sid, is the son of Bill Dineen, who played, I don't know, with you. And
yes, he was in Detroit when I was there.
Right. And is now the coach of the Red Wings #1 farm team at Adirondack. Dineen, drafted by the New York Islanders, will be starting the hockey game tonight for them.
Now, Bill played back in the 50s, was on a couple Stanley Cup teams, I think in 52, 53, and back again 55. He's here. He brought Corrado Mikulov up from Adirondack, so it's a double thrill for him.
Now there will be a brief ceremony and the playing of the national anthem prior to the start of the game.
Now, will you join along in the singing of our national anthem? Here's Joe Dewar.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we won were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Singing and playing of the national anthem prior to the start of the game between the Wings and the New York Islanders. Detroit trying hard to break a 7-game losing streak, and they come out immediately with what is their checking nine now of Claude Loisel, who'll move out to center ice with Paul Woods on one wing and Eddie Jonsson on the other. Reed Larson and John Barrett back along the defense in front of Corrado Mikulov, making his first start in a Red Wing uniform this season. Now the New York Islanders have Butch Goring. All he did was score 4 goals his last game out against Edmonton. John Tonelli on the left wing and Bob Nystrom on the right side, and this is a line that's going to go full tilt. The veteran Dennis Potvin, the captain of the New York Islanders, back in one defensive spot with the rookie Dineen on the other, and in goal, as we mentioned, Hrudey. Referee Bruce Hood. And the hockey game underway as the Wings win the first draw, and Barrett hands it off now to Reed Larson. Larson played it up the right side, knocked away. Here's Tonelli. John Tonelli hands it off to Nystrom, and Larson just did tip it away. Nystrom picks it up again. Played it off the rim of the circle to Goring. He took the shot, deflected wide of the net. Goes into the corner. Tonelli digs it out there. Played it back on the line to Potvin, and his shot knocked down by Larson. Now Reed Larson has Paul Woods moving out center ice, up over the line. Here's Woods with a drive, and Potvin got a stick on that, deflected it into the corner. Eddie Jonsson back after that injury to his face, played it along the boards, but the Islanders shoot it out center ice, and Woods has it there. Reed Larson. Larson just shot it along the boards, off to the side of the Ranger goal. Hrudey hands it to his defenseman, Potvin. Now here is Potvin bringing it back down the ice. Clearing it into the Detroit zone. Colin Campbell of the Wings, wearing number 4, just flips it back to the center ice zone. Ken Morrow comes back after it. Now Morrow and Potvin. Puck played ahead to Clark Gillies. Trottier over the line with Bossy. Here's Gillies playing it back for Trottier. Too far for him, and it comes out center ice. Tom Jonsson comes back after it. Hands it off now to Morrow. Now here is Bossy up the left side to Gillies. Over the line around Park, going right in. And coming out of the net, Nicholas knocked it off his stick. Here's Bossy. The pass went through him, and Duane has it. Ron Duane bringing it out to center ice. Crowd getting on him as they do in New York. Over the line, Colin Campbell with a drive. And Hrudey stopped that. Puck slides back to the Detroit end. Bossy took a little flyer, and referee Bruce Hood just shook his head. There wasn't much question about that. Here's Gillies sending it off to the side of the Detroit goal. Gillies played it in behind the net now. Trottier put it out in front. That was tipped away from Bossy. Now it comes out on the right side, and Duane has it. Ron Duane back over the New York line. Drops it off with Ivan Boldarev. His shot didn't get through. And this will be Bossy circling out in front of his own goal. Now here's Mitchell Bossy firing a long shot. Nicholas steers that away. Randy Lattiser of the Wings didn't get it out. Held in. Going into the corner, Brent Sutter. They jam in along the boards. John O'Grodnik took a kick at it. It's held in, though, by Bob Bourne. Bourne's pass picked off by O'Grodnik. Now the Wings have 3 men down. O'Grodnik. Lambert on the right side. Lambert fired it into the opposite corner. Going in after it along the boards is Dwayne Sutter. He didn't get it out. Murray Craven held it in, and O'Grodnik with a shot, and a good save that time by Hrudey on a good effort by the Red Wings. So with a pause in the action right now, we have no score, and we'll be back in a moment.
There's a smile in every bite of every Thornapple Valley hot dog. Funny how things go so right with every Thornapple Valley hot dog bite. Well, heat 'em up, serve 'em up, eat 'em up. Watch 'em do their stuff. There's a smile in every bite of every Thornapple Valley hot dog. There's a smile in every, there's a great big.
Brian Sutter, Dwayne Sutter up front now for the Islanders. The play back in the Detroit end. Greg Smith has it. Now Smith at center ice, handed it over on the left side. Lattiser took the shot from center ice, drove it into the corner. John O'Grodnik went in after it. It was tipped away. O'Grodnik got the stick on it again, took a bump from Sutter. They still dig along the boards in the corner. Lane Lambert and Craven are the other 2 forwards up front with O'Grodnik for Detroit. Now we brought out center ice by Sutter. Brent Sutter drove a long shot. Mikulev has no trouble with that. Feeds it ahead to Lane Lambert. Lambert now to Greg Smith. Here's Smith. He's slowed up center ice by Gary Gilbert. The play went over the line. Gilbert brings it back out now. Swings it out center ice. Over on the right side, Trottier back into the Detroit zone. Trottier, a bouncing puck right out in front. And a shot fired right on the goal by Gilbert, and Mikulev got a piece of that. Deflected it over the top of the net. Play stopped right at the Detroit blue line as Matt Hallin failed to get across the line. The Wings will bring it out. Didn't bring it out. Then Potvin is stripped, and this time there will be a penalty coming up to Detroit. As Dennis Potvin went down over the blue line. So the first power play opportunity going to the New York Islanders. The score 0-0. Let's pause for this.
Detroit penalty to number 5.
Coke is it the most refreshing way to make the most of every day. And wherever you go and whatever you do, there's something big waiting for me.
Wings power play not one of the strongest ones. The penalty was on Greg Smith for tripping as he hauled. It wasn't a tripping penalty, actually interference call.
Interference on Potvin as he tried to break in.
Now the play came right out in front of the Detroit goal and falling flat out in front of the net, taking a big swipe at it was Mikulich. He played it up over the glass and up into the crowd. I started to say the Red Wings penalty killing record is the worst in the National Hockey League.
They have really had their problems. I would think, Bruce, if there's one part of their game that they have to correct, it is the penalty killing units, because they're just giving up too many goals and it's beating them because of it.
Los Angeles and Detroit Tuesday night had 2 power play opportunities. Here's Potvin back with a drive, and that's deflected up into the crowd. They scored on one of them and scored 2 seconds after the other was over, which technically doesn't go in the books as a power play, but for all aspects it was.
And the game before that, too, Chicago scored a couple of them.
Right. Our next televised game will be coming up Monday, the day after Christmas. December 26th will be in Toronto's Maple Leaf Garden. 8 o'clock.
Corrado Mikulich had to come up with a big save early in the game. Clark Gillies breaking in from the blue line.
Now the puck driven all the way back into the New York zone, in behind his own goal, Potvin. Potvin and Thomas Jonsson back at the point position. The Red Wing penalty killers now, Grodnik and Dunlop. Now it's flipped deep into the Detroit zone by Bossy. In behind the Red Wing goal, Trottier put it out in front. Bossy took a swipe at it, hit the side of the net, and Grodnik digs it away, shoots it all the way back into the New York zone. Hrudey stops it there, gives it back now to Jonsson. Now the Islanders, they have the extra man for 1:10 as a play into the Detroit zone. Jonsson goes in along the board, lays it back on the blue line. Tonelli played it into the corner. Now Bossy has it there. Bossy right out in front, and the puck knocked away in front of the goal. Colin Campbell hauled down, but the Wings managed to bat it down the ice back into the Islanders zone. 50 seconds left in the penalty, and Paul Woods intercepts at center ice and drives it back into the New York end. Tonelli plays it into the corner, and the Islanders will bring it out again. Ahead to John Tonelli, out at center ice. Goring following with Nystrom. Now Tonelli goes toward the corner. Tonelli laid it back on the line. Dennis Potvin shot it wide. Tonelli into the corner after it. Nystrom dug it out. Back on the line to Jonsson. Duguay knocked it away, didn't get it out. Still they battle for it, and Colin Campbell comes up and bats it back into the New York end. Back after it, Potvin. 20 seconds left in the Detroit penalty. Now Tonelli leaves it for Potvin. Potvin over on the right side and failing to get away from Lattiser that time. Rangers have it back on their own blue line. 10 seconds remaining in the penalty to Greg Smith. Turning at center ice, Goring, laying it back to Potvin. Now it's Nystrom over the line. Nystrom tried to move around Paul Woods, and he's lost his stick, being checked by Lattiser. Wings play it ahead. Greg Smith is on. Here's Woods carrying into the New York zone. Paul Woods laid it along the boards into the corner. Tonelli goes in after it. Teams are at full strength. We've no score. We've played just over 6 minutes of the first period. Long pass coming out to Goring at center ice. Play broken off by Reed Larson right at the Detroit blue line. Goring had to chase it back into his own zone. The Islanders sent it back to center ice, and Lattiser batted it right back into the New York end. In behind his own goal, Dave Langevin pinned off the puck. Here's Grodnik trying to get it loose. They hold it to the board. A face-off stays in the New York end. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, a comet explodes in Arizona, leaving disaster in its wake. Don't miss Richard Crenna and Elizabeth Ashley in A Fire in the Sky tomorrow on TV 50's 8 o'clock movie.
Well, the Wings did a real fine job of killing this first penalty of the night. Different combinations used by the Detroit coach.
Face off to the right of the New York goal. Brent Sutter in against Murray Craven. The whistle just as the puck was dropped, so we'll go through it again. First period, Hartford leading Boston 2-1. Game being played, I believe, in Boston. 6-2. Play still to the right side of the New York goal. We've no score. We've played 6.5 minutes of the opening period. Stefan Persson played it into the corner deep in his own zone. Grodnik took it away. Here's John Grodnik, laid it back on the blue line, and his pass intercepted by Sutter. Sutter comes up the right side, kicking away at it, flips it into the Detroit zone, and Randy Lattiser of the Wings will take it in behind Mikulich. Up on the right side to Lane Lambert. Lambert plays it out. Here's Craven trying to get loose, couldn't pull away from Daryl Sutter. Rather, Duane Sutter. Puck back into the New York zone, tipped back out to center ice. Reed Larson has it there. Larson hands it back to Lattister. They scoop it back into the Islanders' end. Hrudey goes in behind his own goal. Plays it up the left side. Bob Bourne. Ahead now to Sutter. Brent Sutter. This pass knocked away by Larson, and the Wings fired right up into their own bench. So the play whistled down there.
Well, the Wings here in this first 7 minutes and 19 seconds have come out and actually are checking and picking up their wings and coming back with them. No doubt several meetings that have gone on to try and cut down this goals against average that they have been allowing.
I think they played well as far in the game.
Yes.
7 minutes and 20 seconds into it.
Well, every line that the Islanders put out, Bruce, is dangerous. They've got scoring and they've got depth.
But here it is right here with Trottier and Bossy and Gillies. Puck came back to Morrow. Morrow played it in behind the Detroit goal, and there to dig it out is Bossy. He fired it into traffic off to the side of the Detroit goal. The play stopped and a face-off to the right of the Red Wing net. Wings return home to meet the Philadelphia Flyers. Bobby Clark and company Saturday night. Joe Louis Arena.
Big Clark Gillies, a Western boy, drafted back in 1974.
Well, he is not the Clark Gillies we have seen.
No, he's not a goal scorer, but he's a very strong defensive hockey player.
Pass comes back to Morrow. Here's Jonsson with a drive, and that's deflected off to the side of the goal. Paul Woods takes it off the board, brings it back out center ice. Given a check there by Bossy. Bossy and Woods tangled it along the board. Woods came up with a puck, bounces it ahead. Eddie Johnstone's pass knocked away. Now Gillies heads it back at center ice. Gillies played it back to the New York line. They jam in along the boards, and elbows come up. Right in front of the camera box there. We have a gathering of 10 players, 5 aside. They'll be separating them. And I guess that's all over. Claude Moiselle in the middle of it all. So the temper is cooled and the score remaining 0-0. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm a kangaroo.
Okay, and these are kangaroos from J.C. Penney. Also, there are beautiful kangaroos for ladies, sporty kangaroos for boys, a neat pair of kangaroos for girls, and kangaroos for the most important person, for me. So hop over to J.C. Penney and pick up a pair. And don't forget the children. J.C. Penney, your headquarters for kangaroos. The shoes to choose.
55.
Claude Moiselle of Detroit, Clark Gillies of New York Islanders, 2 apiece for roughing. 7:55 the time of the penalties. Each team now short a man. Now Dineen had trouble just inside his own blue line with Yzerman. Puck held in. Here's now Boldyrev holding it in. Boldyrev played it over now to Greg Smith. He fired way wide. Yzerman over on the left side held it in there. Yzerman's pass knocked away, and Greg Smith has to hurry back after it. He lost it, taken away by number 17, Greg Gilbert. Came right out in front, and Potvin cutting in, and Micallef came up with a big save on him. A shot from the blue line knocked down, loose out in front, and Micallef has that big stick out on top of it. And Corrado Micallef, I'll tell you, has done the job so far.
A fine save right there on a play that was stretched right out. He just kept the glove on top of the stick. Goaltenders are pretty well told to stand up a little more than Corrado Micallef does, but
Dennis Potvin had the big opportunity.
Well, he come away out of his net to cut Potvin's angle down, and Dennis didn't get the puck up. He had the top part of the net to shoot at, but Micallef way out of his net.
So the score remains at 0-0. A minute and 18 seconds remaining in the roughing penalties to Moiselle and Gillies, each team short a man. Boldyrev and Ogrodnik now for Detroit. Brent Sutter, Butch Goring. No, make it Tonelli and Goring up front for the Islanders. Brad Park steers it over on the right side to Boldyrev. Still deep in the Detroit end. Boldyrev comes out now to center ice. Drops it back for Park. Now Brad Park to Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik trying to work away from the check of Dineen. The two of them go into the corner. That puck came loose and Potvin cleared it ahead. Now again Ogrodnik bothering his man, so Dineen goes in behind his own goal. Swings it up the left side to Tonelli. Potvin still deep in the New York zone. Here's Dineen. Now to Butch Goring. Goring trying to work away from Boldyrev. Puck still in the New York end. Potvin turns with it. Potvin lost his glove. Clears it over on the right side. Dineen, a left side pass to Tonelli. Here's Tonelli around Park trying to go in. And Park actually hauled him down a bit. The play goes in behind the Detroit goal. And Lattiser flips it up the left side for John O'Grodny. John O'Grodny bringing it out center ice. On the move, Lattiser drops it off now to Bolderev. Bolderev moves out in front. His centering pass tipped away in front of the goal. And the Islanders will bring it back. Dineen hands it over now. Moving it now, Langevin cleared it back into the Detroit zone. It goes in behind the Red Wing goal. Lattiser up the left side to Murray Craven. Craven took a bump along the board. Penalty is over. The team's now back at full strength. Brad Park. Park's pass tipped out to center ice. Yzerman couldn't hold it there. Gillies knocked it away. But Park moves him. Now Brad Park ahead to Yzerman. Eddie Jonsson on the left side. Puck knocked off Yzerman's stick by Langevin. And Persson clears it into the corner. Dave Langevin playing it ahead now. Trottier up the left side to Gillies. Gillies over the line, back into the Detroit zone. Dropped it back on the line for Langevin. Now he hands it off, and Stefan Persson with a drive. And Mikulev, I believe, got in front of that and tipped it away. Play loose along the boards in the Detroit end, and Yzerman clears it ahead now to Reed Larson. Larson drove a long shot. Hrudey has no trouble with that. Drops it off for Langevin. Now here is Persson starting out of his own end. We've played near 11 minutes of the first period with no score. Gillies failed to get over the line. Barrett knocked it away. Now it's Bossy. Mike Bossy into the Detroit end. Bossy's pass broken off by Eddie Johnstone. Puck came back to Larson. He cleared it too far out in front of Loisel. It goes down the ice. Loisel put it right to the goal mouth. But the Islanders cleared it back into the corner. And now the Red Wing player dumped in behind the goal, I believe, is Eddie Johnstone again, is it not?
Yes, it is. Eddie Johnstone.
In behind the New York Islander goal, Johnstone sent to the boards back there.
It's just one injury after another.
And they need this man back in the lineup. So while they send to Eddie Johnstone, we'll tell you we've no score in the game, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Why American business trusts Emery.
Authors know I get edgy the night before a deadline, so they trust Emery to send me manuscripts, desk to desk.
I'm a small builder, but Emery gives my plans the same on-time delivery they give the big guys.
These computer chips are delicate, expensive, and expected by my client tomorrow. I trust Emery.
Over 1 million customers trust Emery to deliver. Call Emery. We've earned the trust of American business.
Well, stand corrected. It was Claude Loisel. Eddie Johnstone had just come off the ice, and his head, thank goodness for the helmet, banged up along the glass. So I think he's
all right.
Seeing a few stars. He'll be shaking the cobwebs up. We still have no score in the game. We have played 11 minutes and 7 seconds of the first period. Shot board shows 5 for New York Islanders, 3 for the Red Wings. Mikulev has come through with a couple of big moves in that Detroit goal.
Well, he is a little bit of a wanderer, and he comes out and cuts the angles down pretty well, so.
Murray Craven with O'Grodny and Lambert on the wings now as the play goes back into the Islanders zone. New York's Jonsson has it back there. His pass bounces out center ice. Lambert hustles back after it, couldn't get to it. Now here's Sutter cutting into the Detroit goal with a shot. That may have gone off the side of the goal post. Sutter hands it back to Morrow with a drive. Larson knocked it away out in front. It's held in though. Bourne is hauled down. They take the puck in along the board. It's held there. The whistle will stop the play. And Bruce Hood had it all away and was just shaking his head no. And the Islanders are looking up for the possibility of a penalty.
Well, this is one thing that the Red Wings have to make sure that they check with this team.
Red Wings will be home for 3 games during the coming week. Saturday, the Philadelphia Flyers, and next Wednesday on Student Night, the Vancouver Canucks will be at Joe Louis. Check the newspapers participating Little Caesars for student discount coupons. Then to wrap up the week, the Toronto Maple Leafs. That'll be a heck of a game next Friday night. Face off, circle to the right of the Detroit goal. John Barrett sends it up the right side to Lambert. He got tangled up with a linesman. Larson knocked the shot down in front of the goal, flipped it out to center ice. Then he got it loose again, and John O'Grodny carries into the New York zone, took the shot, juggled a bit, but handled by the goaltender Hrudey. And the Islanders will bring it back out. Now here's Brent Sutter. Sutter over the line into the Detroit zone, trying to work away, and Craven knocked it away from him. Lambert up the left side to John O'Grodnik, drove a shot from center ice. Hrudey cleared it over along the boards. Craven held it in, but the Islanders will bring it back with Duane Sutter sending it out center ice. Greg Smith takes it. Smith of Detroit flipping it high into the air in the corner into the New York zone. Jonsson off to the side of his own goal. Digging in after it, John O'Grodnik. Puck held in by Colin Campbell. He rammed it back into the corner. Jonsson of the Islanders goes in after it. 7.5 minutes to play in a scoreless first period. Ken Morrow of New York. Now Morrow lifts the puck back into the Detroit zone. It goes in behind the Red Wing goal. Campbell went in after it, being checked by Trottier. The puck stays in the Detroit zone. There's a shot fired, that time by Dineen, and Mikhailov came up with a good save on it. Eddie Jonsson, the boulder of it was, tipped it in behind his own goal. Campbell comes in after it. Colin Campbell up the right side to Duguay. Back now to Greg Smith. Now here's Bolderev with Duguay, the two of them over the line. And Bolderev's pass didn't get through. Potvin starts right back. Now Dennis Potvin. Puck driven into the corner deep in the Detroit zone. Colin Campbell sends it ahead to Duguay. Duguay has Yzerman on the move. Yzerman goes over the line. Here now Steve Yzerman pulling up along the circle. Hands it back to Bolderev. Ivan Bolderev played it back on the blue line, but Greg Smith had moved in, and it flies all the way back out center ice. Smith came back after it. Here's Yzerman knocking it away. Yzerman took it back into the New York zone, goes after it. Yzerman took the shot, and that's grabbed off by Hrudey. And Yzerman, bothered all the time, still managed to get a good scoring chance.
And had he been able to get a little more wood on that shot, he possibly could have scored.
So the pause in the action, and still no score. We'll be back in a moment.
You gotta reach deep.
We always run faster together. Maybe it's the baton. Maybe it's the way we push each other.
Bring out your best, Budweiser Light. Bring out your best, Budweiser Light.
The best has a taste all its own. Enjoy it.
Bruce Martin along with Sid Abel, our producer Toby Cunningham. Now we've got a line on the ice, Sid, made up of Reed Larson on the right wing, Dunlop at center, and Joe Patterson on the left side. Back along the defense, Lattiser and Brad Park. Butch Goring in against Dunlop, at least he was. The linesman Christensen, well, he didn't, yes, he is going to wave him out. Gord is the other linesman here tonight, not Collins. So Joe Patterson will move in now against Tonelli. Puck driven into the corner, going in after Persson. Persson hands it ahead, and now Tonelli comes out center ice. Tonelli on the move, over the line into the Detroit zone, hands it off to Nystrom, took the shot, fired it wide. Langevin from the left point. His pass deflected, knocked away by Brad Park, and Park sends it out center ice. Dunlop couldn't get to it. Tonelli has it turning at center ice. 6 minutes to go, first period. Play broken up by Larson. Now Dunlop's pass to the stick, bounces into the New York end, and the Islanders will play it there. Stefan Persson ahead now to Goring. At the New York line, Persson moves on again. Here's Langevin. Langevin bounces it over on the right side. Goring picks it up, drove it in behind the Detroit goal, and Mikhailov out of the net stops it there for Lattiser. Lattiser's pass to Patterson. The Wings again didn't get it out of their own zone. It came out to Tonelli, and Tonelli driven back into the corner by Brad Park. But Nystrom holds it in. Still they battle deep in the Detroit zone. Here's Nystrom right out in front, and he scores! And that was good perseverance on the part of Nystrom and Tonelli particularly.
Just forechecking and digging in the corners. They never let up. And Nystrom and Tonelli are probably two of the best in the league. Park over in the corner with Tonelli, and Tonelli just knocks it off with his skate. Lystrom picks it up, and he realized nobody come out to challenge him, so he just moved over in front of the net, swished it in the open corner beyond Toronto.
So Nystrom gets number 9 on the season.
The assist to number 27, John Tonelli, and Number 7, Stefan Persson.
They gave Persson his fifth on it, too. Tonelli's the one that made the play, and Nystrom finished it off in good shape. 14 minutes and 37 seconds, and the Islanders lead it 1-0. Now the Islanders have the play in behind their own goal. Jonsson over on the right side. It went loose at center ice. Paul Woods just played it to an open wing. Duguay had dropped back defensively, and so the Islanders will bring it out again. And now there's going to be a penalty coming up, an interference call right in the center ice area.
Bryan Trottier tripped Paul Woods
going to go up
as Paul Woods went over to try and make a check.
So with the Wings power play coming up, let's pause right now for this.
The great cars of Europe priced far out of reach until now. Renault presents the road to affordability. Renault Alliance, Motor Trend's 1983 Car of the Year, with sedan comfort for 5 and their luggage. Fuel efficient, fuel injected, European technology that's affordable. $59.59. Renault Alliance, built in America.
The one to watch, the one to watch, the one to watch.
Renault.
Bryan Trottier will get the penalty and interference call as he upended Paul Woods, who was going after Ken Morrow, the puck carrier. So the Red Wings, with their first power play opportunity of the hockey game, have Larson and Park back along the line. Ogrodnik, Yzerman, and Bolderev up front. The play comes back into the Detroit zone. Park hands it off to Larson. Reed Larson carrying center ice. Now Larson up the right side to Yzerman, trying to work around Sutter. He falls down, another penalty. There's Park with a shot. Now the Red Wings lift their goaltender for the extra attacker. Puck came back to Brad Park, another drive, and it's grabbed off by Hrudey. And now the Wings are going to have a two-man advantage with 1:32 left in the penalty to Trottier.
And the face-off deep in the Islander zone to give the Wings a chance to move everybody inside the blue line.
Brent Sutter. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty is 15.
Well, he hauled Yzerman down as he was cutting in.
Brent Sutter of the Islanders, 2 for hooking.
So he gets the hooking call, and the Red Wings have a great opportunity now. 1:32 seconds, they'll have a two-man advantage.
The big thing now is to move the puck around, get the Islanders. The Red Wings should be able to get somebody out of the slot area. Hopefully a Bolderev or an Ogrodnik or an Yzerman.
Same lineup staying out there now. Yzerman will go in against Goring. He's the only New York forward to face off deep in the New York zone. The puck comes back to Larson. Reed Larson drove a shot. Oh, and Hrudey came up with a great save. Larson had everything on that one, and Hrudey just stayed right with it.
That was Reed's patented slap shot, and Hrudey just threw that catching hand out, made a great save. Was right on the corner.
So the play will stay still in the Islander zone, this side to the left side. The Islander goaltender, Kelly Hrudey.
Nice to see young goaltenders come in and perform so well.
Bolderev takes the draw this time against Goring. This time Goring won the draw, but the puck isn't. Yes, it is. It bounces out back into the center ice zone. Brad Park comes back after it. Now Park very slowly at center ice, up the left side to Ogrodnik. Don Ogrodnik drops it back to Park at the left point again. Park holds it along the rim of the circle. He played it back to Larson. Now it's Ivan Bolderev laying it back on the line to Larson again. Larson another drive, and that's deflected off to the side of the net. They scramble in behind the goal after it. Potvin really upended Bolderev. Puck came out to Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik all the way back on the blue line. Now John Ogrodnik fired another one, and Hrudey is grabbed onto that. The Red Wings are getting their chances, and this young goaltender is playing well.
Well, their shots are from out a little too far, Bruce. When they have a two-man advantage, they should be able to get someone in a little closer. But this kid really, Potvin really flat. I guess Yzerman first, then Bolderev really took him down.
Well, you don't expect a third penalty to be called in a situation like this.
No way. You can get away with a lot of things when you have two men in the penalty box. Lay the lumber on.
Now Bob Bourne, the only forward for the Islanders. Yzerman in against him. And the Islanders won the draw. It hit the linesman. They pick it up a second time. Park stopped it at the blue line. Here's Reed Larson giving it back to Park. Brad Park had to chase it down, sends it back on the line. Larson, another long drive, and that's deflected away by the goaltender. Eisenman holds it in. Eisenman out in front. Played it in behind the goal. Going in after it, Boldarev. Ivan Boldarev back on the line to Larson. Hands it back to Brad Park. Park fakes the shot. Now his pass deflected to the corner. Dug out by O'Grodnik. 15 seconds left in the first penalty. Brad Park with a drive, and Hrudey again reaches out and grabs onto it. And the Red Wings have 5 shots in this power play opportunity. They were 8 and 6 a moment ago.
I don't know if this kid's that good a goaltender or not, but the Wings are making him look awful good. Park's shot was too high. It's up catchable by Hrudey, but he is covering his angles. You notice on that shot by Park, though, Bruce, the Red Wings, even though they have a 2-man advantage, didn't have anybody parked right out in front of them. Everybody's at the side of the net instead of in front of the net.
Nobody bothering the goaltender at all. He had the shot all the way. The Islanders win the draw, fire it down the ice. Just 7 seconds remaining in the penalty to Trottier. Reed Larson back in his own zone. Now Larson brings it out center ice. Over on the left side to O'Grodnik. Trottier back on. John O'Grodnik going to the corner. His pass broken up by Goring. He didn't get it out. Park held it in the first time, and Goring breaks down the right side. Larson came back to check on the play. Langevin carries into the Detroit zone. Here's Goring with a drive. He shot it wide, and the rebound fired right through the goal crease by Langevin. And the Wings scoop it out center ice. Now here's Eisenman back over the line. Eisenman trying to go around Tonelli. And Tonelli knocked it off his stick. Larson holds it in. Islanders back at full strength. 1-0 New York leads. Here's Lattiser at the blue line with a long shot that went wide. Larson dumps it in toward the corner. Eisenman took a bump, still works the puck into the corner. Hands it back now to John O'Grodnik, still deep in the New York zone. O'Grodnik off the side of the goal. Centered it, but Tonelli broke it up. And Tonelli plays it back out center ice. Reed Larson taps it back in, offside. They're going to call it an intentional offside. Bring it all the way back into the Detroit end. Got a moment now for our trivia quiz. Who, we ask you, the first Red Wing to score more than 30 goals in one season? Charlie Conacher, Gordie Howe, Carl Liscomb. The trivia quiz brought to you by WJR Radio. Well, I'll tell you, that was a pretty good penalty killing job by the Islanders. They held the Wings away from the goal and forced their shooting from the outside. But I agree with you, Sid, that you've got to get somebody out in front of the goal.
Someone has to get out, interfere, or take the vision away from the goaltender by just getting in front of him. The Wings were parking at the side of the net, just hoping for little deflections.
Now the puck came back to the line. Jonsson cleared it in behind the Detroit goal. Bossy went in after it. Greg Smith tipped it away. Lattiser played it out to center ice. Back after Dineen. Dineen lost it. Here's Paul Woods trying to work away from him. Woods with a rolling puck. Couldn't control it. He ended up on the ice. Greg Smith stopped it at the right point. Lifted it in the air, but that's knocked down by Trottier ahead to Gillies. Bounced off him. Lattiser didn't get it out. Puck held in by Trottier. Here's Bossy taking it, laying it in behind the goal to Trottier. Trottier trying to get it to Gillies. He did. His shot was knocked down. Puck still loose in front of the Detroit goal. And coming out with it now is Blake Dunlop for the Wings. 1:20 to play. Dunlop sends it back into the New York Islanders zone. 1-0. The Islanders lead the game. Turning in his own end now is Bossy. Mike Bossy bringing it out center ice. Checked right there by Dunlop. Dunlop has Duguay over the line. A drop pass for Dunlop, and he just left it there. So Trottier will bring it right back. Now Trottier back into the Detroit zone, trying to get around Lattiser. Lattiser knocks him down. Now the Wings head back. We've got 50 seconds to go, and Morrow stopped the Detroit rush. Play went to the Detroit line. Woods tipped it out. Now the Islanders shoot it right back in. Gilbert played it in behind the Detroit net. Mikulev set it up in front to Duguay. He failed to hold it there. The Islanders shoot it back in. In behind his own goal, Mikulev stopped it for Lattiser a half a minute to go. Ivan Boldarev shoots it all the way down the ice, and they waved off the icing, went off a New York Islander player. So the Islanders will come right back. Brent Sutter. Now Sutter carrying into the Detroit zone. Whistled a shot that Mikulev kicked away. Up on the right side to Lambert. Puck came back to Jonsson, and he drilled one wide. 12 seconds in the period. Now Ivan Boldarev scooped it ahead, too far for Lambert. They're going to whistle it down for icing with 4 seconds remaining, so that brings the play back into the Detroit end.
Just the difference in the hockey clubs in this last play where the Islanders had the puck in over the Red Wing blue line. Two players, two Islanders standing directly out in front of Corrado Nicholas. The shot from the blue line just missed the corner, and I'm sure Corrado never saw it at all.
In our first intermission on television, we're going to be taking a look at the very beautiful, and I don't exaggerate, Olympia Room, which Mike Gillis just revamped completely. Looked like he ran a bulldozer through the old one and rebuilt everything, and it is gorgeous. You're going to be taking a look at the Olympia Room and its activities in our first intermission. Radio-wise, all the sports you want to know will be coming your way. Face-off will be to the left side of the Detroit goal. A big face-off now. Dunlop goes in against Brent Sutter. 4 seconds remaining in the period with a play deep in the Detroit end. Brent Sutter sends Duane, his brother, over on the right side to check Larson. Puck came back. Larson dumped the player, and the buzzer will go to end the first period of play. A good period of play in which the Red Wings outshot the New York Islanders 11-9, primarily because for 1 minute and 32 seconds they had a two-man advantage. But the Wings, having problems with their power play, gave up the only goal of the game to Bob Nystrom from Tonelli and Persson at 14:37. So that's the story from here at the Nassau Coliseum, Uniondale, New York, the home of the New York Islanders, who after one period of play lead the Detroit Red Wings with a score. New York 1, Detroit nothing.
The thrill of the wild. One vehicle captures that feeling with the strength and agility to master most any terrain. Nothing stands in its way. Jeep CJ, like nothing you've ever driven.
There's a feeling you can get only in a Jeep.
Daddy, I'm thirsty. Me too. Can I stop?
Look, last unique soft drink for 500 miles. Let's stop.
How come it's all Burner?
Well, because it's a one-of-a-kind soft drink. Why don't you tell them, boys?
It's the one-of-a-kind soft drink.
With the one-of-a-kind taste.
It's the one-of-a-kind soft drink.
With the one-of-a-kind taste.
Hi, I'm a kangaroo.
Okay, and these are kangaroos from J.C. Penney. Also, there are beautiful kangaroos for ladies, sporty kangaroos for boys, a neat pair of kangaroos for girls, and kangaroos for the most important person, for me. So hop over to J.C. Penney and pick up a pair. And don't forget the children. J.C. Penney, your headquarters for kangaroos, the shoes to choose.
They planned for it. They trained for it. And now, 6,000 miles from home, behind enemy lines, 7 men go for it. They had one way out, one chance to get their buddies who were left behind. 7 men with one thing in common. Uncommon valor. Be there. Rated R.
Uncommon Valor opens tomorrow at these select theaters and drive-ins. Check newspaper for showtimes. You'll really score this season with a great taste of Kowalski quality on your team. For pregame meals or just a quick snack between goals, you can't beat Kowalski Stadium kielbasa and luncheon meats. Made delicious the old world way. Kowalski now and treat yourself to flavor. And now enjoy delicious Stadium kielbasa, available when you visit Joe Louis Arena for the next Red Wing game. Kowalski, your hockey season favorite.
It used to be called the Olympia Room, a holdover from the old arena. But it's different now, and just how different is indicative of the changes in Joe Louis Arena. Upstairs, where there used to be cement walls, there are now food stands and souvenir shops. And down here, next to a corridor that looks like somebody's basement, you'll find a tiled floor and a patio that serves as an entrance to the new Olympia Club. Inside are 3 of the architects responsible for the design and creation of this project.
The first thing you notice when you enter this room is the bar, which you wanted to be the focal point, but it was no easy problem solving a design problem to get it together.
No, when you first come in,
our main concern in laying it out was to have the bar as the focal point and then try to take advantage of some of the disadvantages of the room itself, such as the columns. All the columns within this space is a definite disadvantage. And we used the columns, to actually accentuate the curvature of the room. We also accented the columns by use of mirror and oak treatments and a custom-made light fixture.
The other disadvantage is that once you've got the bar set here, that end of the room kind of disappeared off into nothing.
Prior to the renovation, that back end of the room was very non-appealing, and we actually made it more appealing by putting a 50-foot riverfront mural scene. And now it's quite the opposite. It's actually a pretty popular end of the room.
And one thing that you don't see here, but it's a factor in the quality of this room, is the kitchen's been moved to just across the hall.
Right. Mr. and Mrs. Village's concern not only was with the aesthetics of the room, but also being in the restaurant business, the quality of the menu. Prior to the renovation, the restaurant that served this room was on the 4th floor, and they instructed us to put a restaurant just adjacent to this room to improve the quality of the food as well as the quality of the design of the room.
With all those problems to overcome, is the finished product something an architect can be proud of?
Oh, definitely. Really proud of it.
But there's more to this room than just food and drink. And an obvious indication is all of this electronic equipment to turn it into a nightclub, essentially.
Yes. After hours, when you can come in after a concert or after a game, we have a DJ here, and we have a dance floor out there where people can enjoy themselves. There's also video equipment down here, which we project the game on the large screen TV, and we also have monitors around that we use for some of the rock videos.
So we're not just talking hockey game and sporting event here. We're talking an entire evening's entertainment, one place kind of thing.
What we're trying to do is to get the person down here for a total evening entertainment, and it can start with a buffet dinner before the game. You can have some drinks before the game in here, go to the game, and then come back, and the place will be functioning at the disco at that point. You can order some snacks later night. We're offering a partial Mexican menu now and some burgers that we're running out of our newly completed kitchen across the hallway. So the place has total capabilities to, I think, to entertain anybody for any kind of needs.
Is this being done elsewhere, or is this a first?
I really don't know of any other place where it's being done to this extent, where it's a total entertainment complex within an arena.
Another aspect to this room is the way it went together, and not at all in the conventional manner for you.
That's right, Larry. What really happened with this room is something that really hasn't ever really happened with us before. First of all, we had a very, very short time span to put the thing together. Ordinarily, it would take like a standard architectural set of drawings to be done in about 3 months' time. Sent up for bids. The bids usually takes another 6 weeks or sometimes 2-3 weeks, depending on the time span and the complexity of the job. And then you go into construction, and the construction for a facility like this is generally timed around anywhere from 90 to 120, even longer. But in this instance, from start of concept to completion was 7 weeks.
And sometimes that's the way Mike Ilitch does things. He says, I want a club here, and I want it here now, go do it.
Right, and that stems from the whole concept of what we're trying to do here. We are trying to create a nice atmosphere to come and watch a hockey game, and I think if you come around here like 6 o'clock with a 7:30 game, you'll see quite a few people, not only in this room but up on the 2nd floor, which before was simply a shell and now is a hubbub of activity up there now.
Am I overly optimistic to say that within just a few years this may be the showpiece of the National Hockey League, the best franchise there is?
I really think, in fact, I think we are now. It's just a matter of now, continuing to be the best.
Because nobody else can deliver those 20,000 crowds that are possible, and if this is a winning team, and this is here for the fan to enjoy,
sky's the limit.
The Olympia Club, better than the old Olympia Room, just as the Red Wings are getting better than the old Red Wings. We'll We'll get back to Bruce and Sid and the Islanders game after these messages.
What does it mean when a Shell dealer displays this sign? It means he makes these important promises. To give you a written estimate up front. To have certified mechanics and the right equipment for the job. And he backs his work in writing. In a word, your Shell Auto Care dealer promises to give you quality car repair service right here in your neighborhood. Look for this sign. Shell Auto Care.
Is paying extra for a Thornapple Valley ham worth it? Here's an ordinary ham. At Thornapple Valley, we trim skin, fat, bones, and the tougher cuts, leaving only the tender eye of the round. Here's an extraordinary ham, the 94% lean Thornapple Valley Perfect Petite. Here's what it looks like being served. Here's what it looks like after all your guests have had seconds. The Thornapple Valley Perfect Petite, and you'll be the one who served it.
Everybody deserves a waterbed, and at Waterbed Gallery, we have a warm waterbed for you, and at the right time, Christmas time. Right now, you'll find all kinds of fantastic Christmas gifts, like the Voyager. It's only $249, or at $289, you could be sleeping on our beautifully finished bookcase waterbed, and for only $179, get this completely finished waterbed, truly a bed of distinction. So remember, everybody deserves a waterbed, and Christmas time is the perfect time at
Waterbed Gallery, the better waterbed store.
Introducing the amazing Renault Encore. Look how it feels with four wheels suspended independently for amazing cornering. And to see through a panoramic rear glass door. Look how the new Encore feels as it almost ignores gas pumps and offers interior space that's very flexible. For an amazing 5755, European design built in America. The new Renault Encore. Amazing.
The one to watch, the one to watch, the one to watch.
Renault.
Time has passed, the family's grown. Your kids have kids to call their own. And we're proud to be part of the memories you share. The refreshment that's always been there. Right there. Coke is it, the biggest taste you've ever found. Coke is it, the one that never lets you down. Coke is it, the most refreshing taste around. Coke is it, Coke is it.
You are watching Red Wing Hockey on WKBD TV 50, your choice for sports in Detroit. And we are with you live here in Uniondale, New York, the Nassau Coliseum, home of the New York Islanders. And Sid, we had a good period of hockey that first 20 minutes.
Well, you know, the Islanders grind things out, Bruce. There's nothing fancy about them. They just go up and down, and if the Wings make up their minds to skate with them, they can make a real good hockey game of it.
It was a game of goaltenders in that first period, a couple of youngsters, but it was... First of all, a big move by Corrado Micallef to make the first big save of the game.
Well, Clark Gillies got around the outside of the defense, picked up the puck and went in on an angle, and Corrado come well out of his net, and then with a stick save, threw the stick one way. Gillies tried to go around him and throw the puck back in the empty net, and Corrado Micallef made a great save.
I thought Corrado played quite well in the period, and you really couldn't blame him on the only goal scored that we're going to take a look at in just a moment or two. The Red Wings certainly had their opportunities with a two-man advantage, but the only goal in that first period came about like this.
Well, this is a case where just outworked Detroit in the corners, and Nystrom coming back out across the front of the net. The other defenseman, Ladouceur, was tied up by a New York Islander, and he didn't pay any attention to Nystrom at all. He come right back across the front and beat Corrado cleanly, so put the Islanders on the board first.
That was the makeshift line that was out there at that particular time, where they had Reed Larson out on the right wing. Claude Loisel was shaken up early in the period and did not come back, but I would think we may see him before this hockey game is over. Well, the Red Wings had some opportunities.
Well, when the Islanders had the two penalties, the Red Wings were in scoring position time and time again. Reed Larson unloaded 2 or 3 times, and Hrudey come up with big saves. He's a good-looking goaltender. A lot of heavy spade work around the Islander net. Potvin, Pitchfork, and a couple fellows, especially Bolderev behind the net. But the Wings continued to press, but if you'll note in the shots from out 35, 40 feet, nobody got out in front of the goaltender to screen his view at all.
And so thus we have a game after one period of hockey from here at the Nassau Coliseum, with the New York Islanders 1, the Detroit Red Wings nothing, and we'll be back with the second period action in just a moment.
Talk about the entertainment coupon book. Hundreds of 2-for-1 coupons let two people go out for the price of one all year. Why do millions buy it?
I'd say we've probably saved between $500 and $600 with the coupons we've used so far from the entertainment book.
Dinners, movies, concerts, sports events, and more. Buy one, get one free. It's America's favorite 2-for-1 coupon book.
Pick up Entertainment 84 in the credit and catalog departments at JCPenney, Save on Drugs, and Century Drugs.
The night janitor at WJR eyes the microphone. A fantasy forms.
Gets his sign, the kicks and deals.
Going right out in front, he scores!
It is a two-run homer for Larry Herndon.
Sparky Anderson is still celebrating.
1st and 10, Michigan at the Indiana 37. But the Lions are going to get a touchdown.
There's a long one, and it is goal, a home run. The Tigers lead.
Sports.
This Bud's for everyone who keeps things rolling in the mighty Mississippi.
Breakaway bars, please respond.
Get him.
Nathan Golding, we're right below you and way all the way out.
I'll come around on the port side bumper there.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
The Emmy winner, Scotch Video Cassettes, for having pioneered and perfected videotape.
Watching your favorites day after day, keeping the wonder play after play, knowing the color and brightness will stay. The world watches Scotch. The world watches, world watches, world watches Scotch.
Guests on Red Wing Hockey receive a gift courtesy of your neighborhood Shell Auto Care dealer, where all your repairs are backed in writing. And by JCPenney, your headquarters for kangaroo shoes. And a Dexter shoe wardrobe from Phillips Shoes, who feature Dexter wide range of sizes, styles, and service. You'll find it at Phillips, professionals for your footwear needs. Bruce and Sid will be right back after these messages.
And now, demonstrating banking without waiting, Magic Jonsson. Magic starts a fast break, moves down the floor past the long lines, drives to the Michigan Money fast teller. He slips his card towards the machine. It's in! Look how he lays up those deposits, passes his money from savings to checking, and picks off those withdrawals. Bank without waiting, like magic, with fast teller at Michigan National Bank. What a bank shot!
Back we are as the second period just underway here in the Nassau Coliseum. 1-0 New York Islanders. Bruce Martin along with Sid Abel and our producer Toby Cunningham. The Islanders with that one-goal lead. Ron Duguay jumped in behind the New York goal. Coming back up the ice now, Butch Goring carries over the line into the Detroit zone. Took a kick at it and Duguay picked it up. Duguay sends it up the left side to Boldarev. Ivan Boldarev carrying in, pulls up at the blue line. Boldarev handing it off in the circle now to Yzerman. Steve Yzerman off to Boldarev, and it hopped over his stick. Coming right back now to Tonelli, tipping it into the Detroit zone. Nystrom turns with it. Tonelli got it loose. Went into the corner. Tonelli digs it out there, put it out in front. And the Wings again couldn't get to it. Here's Dineen with a shot. That was blocked by Yzerman. Out in front, John Barrett really jumped Nystrom. Puck came to the side of the goal, ended up in the corner again. Goring goes in with Yzerman. Yzerman kicked it away to Duguay, and the Wings don't get it out. And again, Barrett collides, this time, but the puck comes right out in front, and they score. It's Butch Goring as the Red Wings were falling around out in front of the goal. And Goring took a perfect pass. He was stopped once by Mikulov and lifted his own rebound in to make it 2-0.
Goring is having a hot hand. Four goals the other night. Here it is. But here's a case where John Barrett knocked a player down and knocked his own teammate Reed Larson down, so it was 3 on nobody. The play come right across the goal mouth to Goring. He missed, or I should say Mikulov beat him in the first try. Second one he put right up under the crossbar to give the Islanders a 2-goal lead. That's Goring's 5th goal here in the last 2 games at the Nassau Coliseum.
His 12th of the season. Nystrom and Potvin drawing assists. 1:09 the time of the goal. So the Red Wings had the play for the moment. We're doing some bumping, but the Islanders finished up the scoring. Now Blake Dunlop, wearing number 11 for the Wings, clears it back into the New York zone, but the Islanders take control there. Morrow hands it out center ice. On the move, Jonsson carrying into the Detroit end, and the play goes in on an offside. I'd like to take just a moment, Sid, to note the fact that I know there are a couple of happy parents in the Detroit area now. Bobby Crum. Mrs. Crum, because young Richards, who has played just a few games for Calgary out there, he was drafted by Calgary, second round just a season ago, scored his first National Hockey League goal last night. Had a couple of assists prior to that, but he helped to beat Quebec. Matter of fact, had the winning goal against them.
Well, I know just how Bobby and his wife feel. They went over to see him play in Toronto, and what a thrill that must have been. Right.
Now here's Blake Dunlop back into the New York zone. Took the shot. Hrudey knocked it down. Didn't know where it was. Looked around and found it. So the play is stopped. 2-0 New York Islanders. We'll be back after we pause right now. For the
security, please. You know you'll get the job done right. We take pride in what we do, 'cause we care about the work we do for you. Trust the Midas touch.
78 MGB.
Trust the Midas touch. Where nothing but the best is ever gonna do. Trust the Midas touch.
There are 47 Midas muffler shops in the greater Detroit area. Check the white pages for the shop nearest you.
You mentioned Bobby Crum a moment ago. I think it's fair to say, Sid, that the former coach of the Detroit Red Wings stayed right here in Detroit with his family and follows the Red Wings with a keen interest, game in, game out.
And his son is a better skater and much bigger than Bobby.
I certainly hope so. Now the play comes out center ice. Back after it, Randy Ladouceur. Ladouceur drives it right back into the Islanders' zone. Langevin comes in after it, hands it off to Stefan Persson. Now Sutter cleared it out to brother Brent at center ice. He drops it off, and Langevin fires it into the corner, deep in the Detroit zone. Randy Ladouceur in behind his own goal, trying to pull away from Brent Sutter. Puck went loose, back of the net, came out in front. Greg Smith steers it away. Duane Sutter goes in after it. Smith in bothering him. Now Greg Smith fires it over on the left side, but Brent Sutter held it in. Still, it's Duane Sutter with it. He tipped it into the corner. Lambert went in after it, sent it back to Greg Smith. Wings being fended in their own end right now. Lambert intercepts the pass, meant for the point. Sends it out center ice. John Ogrodnik ahead now to Craven. Here's Murray Craven with a shot. Deflected away. Ogrodnik takes it out of the corner. His pass all the way to center ice. Ladouceur was back there. And Ladouceur then tips it back to the New York line. Brought right back into the Detroit zone by Persson with a drive that was deflected into the corner by Ladouceur. Now it's Brent Sutter. Sutter sends it back to Potvin. Here's Potvin moving in, and it's knocked away by Mikolas. Dineen plays it into the corner. Duane Sutter hands it deeper now to Gilbert. Gilbert put it right out in front, and Brent Sutter coming in was bothered by Craven, and the shot went off target. Gordy Dineen back out at center ice again. Now Gordy Dineen tips it back into the Detroit zone, in behind the Red Wing goal. Played in behind his own net by Mikolas, but it's held in. There's a shot wide of the Detroit goal fired by Hallin. They take it into the corner, and there's a penalty coming up to the Red Wings.
Greg Smith, I believe it is, getting a penalty for holding Big Clark Gillies behind the net.
Well, while they do, let us tell you that we have our first period scoring summary. The Red Wings were short a man. Greg Smith off a .353 interference. Each team had a minor penalty, Gillies and Loisel for roughing, but the teams are at even strength when Bob Nystrom scored from Tonelli and Persson, 14-37, the only goal of the first period. Trottier and Sutter served penalties together for a minute and a half later on, but the Red Wings failed to score with a great opportunity. It was 1-0 into the first period. That's our Shell scoring summary.
Rich Snyder stopped by and wanted us to say hello to Jim Snyder, his brother, the Assistant Sports Information Director of the University of Michigan, watching the game tonight in Ann Arbor on Channel 50.
Greg Smith back into the penalty box for holding, his second penalty of the game. Paul Woods comes out with Duguay as penalty killers. Barrett and Colin Campbell. Wings won the draw. Campbell drives it back to the line. It skipped away from Jonsson and bounces back into the New York zone. Going back after it, Potvin. Duguay chasing him. Potvin tips it ahead, and Jonsson up on the left side to Bob Bourne. A world of speed as Bourne drives it deep into the Detroit zone. Going in after Gillies. Here's Gillies. Duguay tips it away. Bourne goes in behind his own goal. Sends it back on the line to Potvin. Now Potvin has it back to Jonsson. Jonsson laid it into the corner. Bourne in after it. The opposite corner it comes now. And playing with it is Matt Hallin. His pass knocked away out in front, but the Wings couldn't work it out. Here's Jonsson. Jonsson dropped it off. Wood doing the checking, but Gillies holds it in. Gillies off the circle, back on the line to Dennis Potvin with a drive, and that's deflected off the glass. The Wings chop it along the boards. Duguay couldn't get to it. Hallin holds it in. Here's Hallin. The puck driven into the corner, and John Barrett drives it to the line. Held in. Good play by Potvin. Potvin off the circle. Now turning it back on the line is Bourne. Bourne turns it back into the circle. Here's Bob Bourne, and Barrett deflected away his centering pass, but Bourne takes it again. Back on the left point, and now Potvin with a drive, and that's deflected out in front of the goal. Colin Campbell digs it out of traffic, and this time he finds the opening and drives it back into the New York end. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Greg Smith. Islanders move it out again. Trottier over the line. Kallur on for the first time. Laid it in behind the Detroit net. Larson laid it out to the blue line. It didn't come out. Puck held in. Kallur laid it right out in front of the net. Micallef steers it into the corner. Trottier back on the line. Now to Potvin. Here's Dennis Potvin handing it in the circle. Puck came out in front from Bossy, but deflected up into the crowd with 14 seconds remaining in the Detroit penalty. And the Islanders leading it 2-0. Again, we remind you that $3 at the Joe Louis Arena, $4 by mail. You can have the official Detroit Red Wing yearbook with biographies, pictures of all the Detroit Red Wing hockey players, management, records, past records, schedules, just about everything there is to know about the Detroit Red Wings, past and present. And get a hold of it in person at the Joe Louis Arena or by mail to the Detroit Hockey Club, the Joe Louis Arena.
14 seconds left on the penalty.
Now Dunlop won the draw. Lattiser drives it up the left side. Puck didn't come out, held in. There's a shot right on. A big save by Micallef. He came up with a rebound off Trottier. And the Wings, the penalty is over. Failed to work it out. Still deep in the Detroit zone. Lattiser had trouble with it. Now it's driven out center ice, out of the penalty box. Greg Smith. He tipped it back into the New York zone. The Islanders lost it to Grodnik. Up the right side to Duguay. Back now to John O'Grodnik. O'Grodnik back to Larson. Larson drove it into the corner. Duguay pinned in along the board. Trottier gets into it. They hold it there. Face off in the circle to the right of the New York goal. So the score 2-0 New York Islanders. Will be back after we pause for this.
Early in the year, these guys were down here scouting the kids. Now they're back looking for help.
Bring out your best Budweiser Light. Bring out your best Budweiser Light.
The best has a taste all its own.
Hey, Bob, you got a minute?
Enjoy it.
Budweiser Light.
Back here at the Nassau Coliseum, Toronto Micallef coming up with a big save on a drive from outside and then stopping Trottier in close.
He has played well. No doubt about it. He's up on his game.
Duguay, Yzerman, and Bolderev up front for Detroit, but Goring wins the draw. He and Tonelli and Nystrom, two big wings. Puck out in front of his own goal, taken there by Langevin of New York. Swings it off now to Stefan Persson. Still in the New York end, Langevin played it up. It's held in by Bolderev, but Bolderev went no place with it. Play stopped by Larson, but now here's Nystrom picking it up over the line into the Detroit zone. Slowed up by Lattiser. Nystrom dumped to the ice. The Wings Lattiser starts out. Lattiser's pass knocked away. Larson has to go deep in the corner in the Detroit end after it. He didn't get it out. Goring held it in. Larson intercepts, starts out. Nystrom fell down. Larson leads a 3-on-2 rush for Detroit over the line. Larson hands it off. Yzerman didn't get the shot, and then when it came back to him, he fed it to the goal crease. Big opportunity, but nothing to show for it. Larson stopped Tonelli right at the Detroit blue line. The Islanders will try again. Bolderev intercepts. Bolderev worked it over the line. Yzerman digs in with Goring. Here's Yzerman putting it right out in front. But the puck slid off the stick into the corner, off to the side. And Tonelli clears it ahead, and here's Goring coming out with Nystrom. Persson moving up. Nystrom over the line into the Detroit zone. Bob Nystrom goes to the corner. He fell down again. That's 3 times. Gets right up, controls it, hands it off to Goring. Back to Nystrom, and Larson hauled Nystrom to the ice. He gets away with that as the Wings head back. Murray Craven. Now Craven over the line, hands it off to Campbell. Here's Colin Campbell putting it right out in front. And the Red Wing player was hauled down that time. Craven sent to the ice by Langevin. And now the puck bouncing around. Knocked down with a high stick. And the face-off comes... No, there's a penalty coming up, I believe.
I think Detroit had too many men on the ice.
Red Wings may have had an extra man on the ice. That they did. They'll play short a man. The 2-0 lead for the Islanders. We'll be back in a moment.
Introducing Michigan National's new Michigan Money Master Certificate. The flexible personal savings plan, where the more you deposit, the more you'll earn. You can open yours at over 360 offices across the state, secure in the knowledge your money is earning high interest with a $6.7 billion institution behind it, plus being insured for up to $100,000. The new Michigan Money Master Certificate, the flexible savings plan designed to give you more money for your money.
Red Wings caught for too many men on the ice, so at 7:31, the second straight power play advantage goes to the New York Islanders. They have a 2-0 lead, but the game really has been closer than that would indicate. Lambert goes in to serve the penalty. Now here Dennis Potvin out at center ice, shooting it in behind the Detroit net. It goes into the corner. The two Sutters went in after it. Ends up behind the Detroit goal, and moving out in front, Blake Dunlop got to it and fires it beyond Dennis Potvin at the blue line. It goes all the way back into the New York zone. Back after it, Jonsson starts out. Carries at center ice. Now drives it into the corner in the Detroit zone, in behind the wing goal, and again Mikulev came out of the net. He batted it off the glass, and that bounced over the glass up into the crowd.
If there's ever a team that reminds me of six-man hockey teams back years ago, it would be the New York Islanders. Just up and down hockey club all night long.
Our next televised game, Monday, day after Christmas, December 26th from Toronto. We'll be with you at 8 o'clock right here on TV 50. Our next radio game, Saturday night from the Joe Louis Arena with the Philadelphia Flyers in town. The Wings have put on, I would call, something of a spirited performance here tonight.
They have checked well, Bruce, but they haven't had any scoring chances here in the second period. The first period, they had some scoring chances.
They had just one shot on goal. They outshot New York 11-9 in the first period. Now the puck goes into the corner. Colin Campbell deep in his own zone, up the right side to Dunlop, and Dunlop again drives it the length of the ice. 1:15 remaining in the penalty to Detroit, or the bench penalty to Detroit. Now again the Islanders move out of their own zone. Dunlop and Ogrodnik, penalty killers up front for the Wings. Mikulev again roared out of the goal. Played it in along the boards in the corner, and it'll be this time Colin Campbell that skates it out to center ice. Over on the right side to Dunlop. Dunlop hands it off to Ogrodnik with a shot, and that's deflected in behind the New York goal. The Islanders will head right back. Duguay comes out now. Play broken off by Barrett this time, right at center ice. So Potvin turns it back into his own end and heads out again. Now to Brent Sutter. It went off his stick up into the crowd. 38 seconds remaining in the Detroit penalty.
Another thing the Wings are doing well tonight, the defensemen are standing up at the blue line, forcing the Islanders to throw the puck into the zone, and instead of carrying it in, doing a real good job back there on the blue line.
Larson and Lattiser come out now. Barrett and Colin Campbell, two players you're talking about, are standing up there. The Islanders haven't had a shot on goal thus far with their power play. Now Arbour looks on from behind the New York bench. Now Jonsson out of center ice. Fires it in behind the Detroit net again. Again Mikulev out of the goal. His pass knocked down in behind the net. Lattiser went in to cover up. Up the left side to Duguay. Duguay didn't get it out. Now the Islanders hold it in. Here's New York with it. Kallur sent it back on the line. Here's Anders Kallur again. Back on the line. Comes right back to Kallur. Kallur took the shot. That's blocked by Lattiser. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Jonsson from the blue line faked the shot. Pass knocked away by Paul Woods, but again it didn't come out. Persson held it in. It goes off to the side of the goal. Bossy in behind the Detroit net. Red Wing penalty is over. Lambert coming out of the penalty box. It came right out in front. Persson drove a shot. Knocked down by Duguay. 3-on-2 the Wings. Duguay ahead to Paul Woods. They had slowed up at the blue line, so they just tap it into the New York, or rather the Islanders zone. Here's Lambert going into the corner after it. Put it out in front. Lattiser held it in. Reed Larson, a rolling puck, fired it way wide of the net. And it'll be Persson clearing it up the left side. A long right side pass to Bossy. Here now Bossy carrying into the Detroit end, but Trottier came in ahead of him and the play is whistled down offside. So the New York Islanders lead Detroit 2-0 halfway through the second period. We'll be back in just a moment.
This bud's for everyone who's getting the 1984 Olympic Games ready for the world.
Pittsburgh, and Budweiser is proud to be part of that team. This Bud's for you.
On the big board here, they just posted the Soviets 4, Team USA 3 after the first period, but the crowd roared when LaFontaine, the Detroit boy, who was the New York Islander property, scored one of the 3 USA goals. Play back into the Detroit end now as Greg Smith goes in behind his own goal, lifts it up the right side for Lane Lambert. Lambert starts out. Here's Lambert, center ice to John Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik on the move, took the shot from the blue line. Hrudey knocked that away. Now, Dineen failed to work it out, jammed in along the board, still in the Islander end, and now it's flipped out center ice. Greg Smith picks it up, fires it right back in. Dennis Potvin swings it in behind his own goal. Missed a check from Murray Craven, heads it up the right side, coming out with it now. Center ice is Hallin. That's Hallin, cleared it in behind the Detroit goal. Bourne took a bump from John Barrett in along the boards. The Islanders hold it in. Here now, Bourne bringing it out in front with a shot. Nicholas stops it. It's still loose in the Detroit zone. Dineen hands it off in the circle. Hallin has it. Hallin off the rim of the circle, plays it into the corner to Bourne. Now Bob Bourne works it away. Bourne sends it back on the line. Dineen handed it back to Bourne, all the way back to the blue line, and it's John Ogrodnik that knocked it loose, and Craven swings it back to Ogrodnik. The pass was behind him. Slides into the New York end, and the Islanders bring it right back. Dineen down the right side. Barrett went after him. The play into the Detroit end stopped right at the Red Wing blue line. They scramble along the boards there, and Gordy Dineen of the Islanders played it back center ice. Now it'll be brought right back in by Nystrom. Here's Nystrom with a drive. That was well wide of the goal. Wings pick it up, and Eddie Jonsson starts out. Ahead, Craven couldn't hold the pass, and the Islanders shoot it right back into the Detroit zone, handed off to Goring. Goring moving out in front with a drive, and Mikula moved out in front of that and made the save.
Goring, one of the oldest players in the league, 34, going on 35. Just works. Very, very valuable hockey player to this Islander club.
Still wears the helmet he wore when he was in kids hockey.
Right. What a thrill it must have been for him the other night to come up with 4 goals.
Next Thursday, be sure to tune in at 8 o'clock for the first major bowl game of the season. The West Virginia Mountaineers will take on the Kentucky Wildcats. The Hall of Fame Bowl, Thursday, December 22nd, 8 p.m. on TV 50. Your choice for sports in Detroit. Now here's Nystrom laying it back on the blue line. Langevin fired it right to the net. Mikula knocked it away, and Goring working hard holds it in, and there's going to be a penalty coming up to Detroit. Play goes in behind the Red Wing goal, and now Detroit will face the 3rd straight New York Islander power play, and we'll be back with that after we pause for this.
To World Cup champion Phil Mayer and pro photographer Russ Kinney, challenge is the name of the game. That's when Canon's AE1 program shows the stuff the winning shots are made of. Because to catch the best, you need an instrument with all the features a pro wants.
Hey, Russ. Can I try that? Sure.
With a program mode that even lets Phil shoot like a pro, shade or sun. The AE1 program, so advanced, it's simple. Canon, the official 35mm camera of the 1984 Olympics.
I don't know about whether we'll be able to see this on the replay or not. I felt this was just a little bit on the cheaper side.
Yes, I thought so, too. The play was out in front of the net. Brad was just hooked onto a player.
Dunlop picking it up, carried it into the New York Islanders zone. In behind the net, Dunlop and Ogrodnik out as penalty killers. But coming out with the puck now, Butch Goring. Islanders with the extra man. At center ice, Jonsson clears it into the Detroit zone. Ogrodnik went in after it, got there first, and fires it down the ice. Park went off for hooking, 11:54, the 3rd straight penalty in the period to Detroit. Now it'll be Potvin shooting it into the corner, off to the side of the Red Wing goal, and Barrett came in and really knocked Nystrom off his feet into the corner. Nystrom takes the pass now off the side of the net. Goring right out in front. Oh, and what a play Mikula made on Tonelli. Goring fed him perfectly, and that should have been the 3rd goal for New York. And Mikula has held a hot hand. Here now Jonsson back along the line, handing it to Goring in the circle. Goring's pass knocked away by Barrett. Goring worked it back now to the blue line for Jonsson. Tom Jonsson giving it back now. Potvin sets up Goring with a drive, and Barrett went in and blocked that. John Barrett doing the good job, and the puck comes to Ogrodnik, and he fires it down the ice. So between Barrett and Mikula, they held off the first big rush on the power play. Here's Paul Woods holding it in the New York end with a shot. He hit Potvin in the back. Didn't get much on it. Right back down the ice, Trottier. A half a minute remaining in the Detroit penalty. Trottier trying to work around Lattiser. Did. Handed it back to the line. Potvin with a drive, and Paul Woods blocked it. Now Jonsson's pass steered away by Reed Larson. Larson, a good move away from Trottier, brings it out center ice, then lifts it in the air and bounces it into the corner in the New York end. 10 seconds left in Brad Park's penalty. Potvin. Up the left side it comes. Jonsson hands it back. Trottier giving it now to Bossy, and Bossy, checked by Lattiser, has to chase it back to his own blue line. Park is back on, and the Wings have held off 3 straight New York power plays. Lattiser tipping it out center ice. With it there is Duguay. Ron Duguay left it for Brad Park. Park skated it into the New York zone. He's hauled down. A penalty coming up to the Islanders on the delayed call. Larson just dumped it into the corner, so the Islanders will play it. Now the Red Wings will have the extra man. It is 2-0 New York. We'll be back with the Detroit power play after we pause for this.
Hi, I'm a kangaroo.
Okay, and these are kangaroos from JCPenney. Also, there are beautiful kangaroos for ladies, sporty kangaroos for boys, a neat pair of kangaroos for girls, and kangaroos for the most important person, for me. So hop over to JCPenney and pick up a pair. And don't forget the children. JCPenney, your headquarters for kangaroos. The shoes to choose.
Bruce Martin and Sid Abel, producer Toby Cunningham here in New York. The Red Wings trail 2-0, have a power play opportunity now, and they have Yzerman, Ogrodnik, and Ivan Boldarev out. Late in the first period, they had a 2-man advantage for 1 minute and 32 seconds. Made it rougher on the goaltender, Kelly Hrudey, but he stopped them cold. Let's see what they can do now. Play is deep in the New York end. Yzerman won the draw. Larson handed it back to Park, back to Larson. Along the circle to Ogrodnik, back to Larson. And Larson played it into the corner. Yzerman has it there, right out in front, and Ogrodnik couldn't get the stick on it. He was cutting right in, and the pass just deflected away from him. Now Larson comes out center ice with it, hands it all the way back into his own zone to Brad Park. Brent Sutter checking Brad Park deep in the Detroit end. Park being watched this time by Bourne. Park laid it off to the side of the Detroit goal, and Micallef had to come out of the net. Giving it back now to Park. Brad Park having trouble getting it out of the Detroit end. Up on the right side to Larson. Reed Larson's pass didn't come out. Park has it. Park tipped it away. Cutting in was Bourne, almost got loose. Now Boldarev will bring it down the ice into the New York end. Here's Boldarev along the board. Put it right to the goal mouth, and the goaltender Hrudey moved out, grabbed onto it, holds it long enough for a face-off, which will stay to the right side of the New York goal. And 1 minute and 7 remaining in the holding call to Persson, 14-13 of this second period.
And the difference in the power plays, the Wings, even though they get into the zone, they don't get anything set up right out in front of the net. They don't get a player out there to interfere with the goaltender at all. And every time the Islanders have a man advantage, you notice Gillies and Goring and those fellows right on Micallef's doorstep.
They called that a shot and goal. It went out in front of the crease. Now it's Brad Park. He laid it in along the circle. Ogrodnik sent it back on the line to Reed Larson. Larson returns pass to Ogrodnik. The Wings are not getting anybody in a scoring position. Here's Yzerman in the corner. Still deep in the New York end. Back on the line. Larson finally fired a shot, and Hrudey got out in front of that and holds on to it. And he's just headed all the way.
This kid's a good-looking goaltender. He played down in Indianapolis, I believe, for a couple seasons in the International League.
Red Wings, remember, will be home for 3 games during this coming week. Saturday, the Philadelphia Flyers. Next Wednesday, on Student Night, the Vancouver Canucks will be at Joe Louis Arena. You can check over the newspapers and participating Little Caesars for student discount coupons. And then to wrap up the week, the Toronto Maple Leafs will be in town next Friday. All the games starting at 7:30. Joe Louis Arena.
I said the International League. I mean the Central Hockey League, Indianapolis, for the Islander Farm Club.
Puck still in the New York end, but Tonelli drives it out, and now here's Goring going over the line into the Detroit zone. Larson out in front of him, knocked it away from him. The Wings have the extra man for 35 seconds. Larson came back, made a good defensive play on Goring. Brad Park at center ice, ahead to Yzerman over the line. Yzerman trying to go through a backhand shot, and the save made again by Hrudey, as Yzerman didn't get much on it, but it was aimed at the goal. Tonelli stopped at center ice by Reed Larson. Brad Park turns it again. His pass way out in front of Larson. Bounced back into the New York end, but Goring will shoot it all the way back into the Detroit zone. Just 10 seconds left. in the penalties. Red Wings have had some chances. Eisenman fell down, didn't work it out. Puck held in. Penalty to Persson is over now. New York's at full strength, have the play in the Detroit zone. Bossy headed out in front of the goal. It's a bouncing puck, ends up in the corner. Eddie Jonsson of Detroit in after it. Lifts it high in the air, bounces it back to the New York end. The Wings have an opportunity for a player change now. Here's a quick pass out at center ice. Jonsson scoops it into the Detroit end, but Trottier, a little anxious, scooted in ahead of the play, offside. With a score 2-0, the Islanders will be back right after this.
Leaner, meaner. The new breed of four-wheel drive. The leaner, meaner-sized Cherokee and Wagoneer from Jeep. Higher ground clearance. Higher mileage than Bronco 2 and S10 Blazer 4x4. Legendary Jeep traction. Hot or cold. Leaner, meaner. The new breed of four-wheel drive. Only from Jeep.
Red Wings carry over the line right now as Eddie Jonsson whistles a shot. And Hrudey came out to stop that. Here's Bossy cutting back into the Detroit zone, ridden off the puck by Greg Smith. Ladouceur turns it ahead to Duguay. Ron Duguay's pass taken over the line by Ladouceur. And coming back to check on the play was Kallur. And the Islanders will bring it right back. Over the line, Trottier into the Detroit zone, heading toward the corner. Greg Smith stayed right with him, tipped it away. They've taken it along the boards. It's dug loose. Here's Bossy bringing it right through the goal crease. And it was Smith, actually, that held it out. And now Dunlop up the right side to Duguay. Hands it back to Dunlop with a shot deflected wide. 2.5 minutes to go in the second period. Here's Eddie Jonsson. He came out to the side of the net, fired it wide. And the puck lifted back to the Detroit blue line. Back after it now is John Barrett of Detroit. Barrett heading back for the Wings. Back over the line. Rolled it right to the net. Hrudey steers it away to his defenseman Persson. Now Kallur handed it deeper into his own zone. The Islanders in control, deep in their own end. Langevin tipped it back toward the line. Barrett bumped his man there, but the puck comes down the ice. Bob Bourne. Bourne hands it back to Clark Gillies with a drive, and Mikolas steers that away. Larson will bring it right back. 2-0 New York. Time running out here in the second period. Larson over the line, trying to cut through. Just failed to do it. Played in behind the goal. The goaltender lost it back there. Duguay tried to center it. There's two players down on top of it in behind the goal. And they'll keep a face-off to the right of the New York net with 1:41 to go here in the second period.
Pretty solid game of hockey by the Red Wings. They're having their licks on net, too, giving them chances to score.
A little while ago, they'd been outshot by a rather large margin here in the period, and they came back, particularly on the power play. The shots now are 18-17 New York, which means here in this period it is 9 New York and 6 Detroit. The Islanders lead at 2-0. First period goal by Nystrom, second period goal by Goring. Face-off will be in the New York zone. The Islanders' Dineen played it over along the board. Puck held in by Ogrodnik, but Larson had moved back out center to check on the play, and they had to come back on side. Now Larson fires it back in behind the New York net. Potvin tries the left side. Clark Gillies is there ahead to Bourne. Up the right side, Matt Hallin into the Detroit zone. Hallin took a long shot, knocked down before it got through. Mikolas steers it off the left side to John Ogrodnik. A long pass too far out in front of Lambert, now intercepted by Craven, coming back in, and his pass away from everybody. The Islanders clear at center ice again. Hallin picks it up. That's Hallin over the line into the Detroit end. Cleared it off to the side of the Red Wing goal. Mikolas steered it off to John Barrett and ended up back of the Red Wing net. And the Wings this time cleared all the way down the ice. And it is going far enough for an icing call as Potvin's back to touch it. Face-off, the critical part of hockey, is coming up on our Coach's Corner feature tonight on television. Dick Polano describes the proper techniques of winning face-off. Ron Duguay shows us his special style. That's Coach's Corner coming up in the second intermission on TV 50. Radio, you'll be up to the news of the day.
End of the second period, Philadelphia 3, Washington 2. And in the second period, Boston were defeating Hartford 3-2.
Philadelphia Flyers in Detroit Saturday night. That could be a dandy. 7:25 our broadcast time radio if you can't make it firsthand to the Joe Louis Arena, and then the same two teams right back into Philadelphia for the game Sunday. About 40 seconds remaining in this game with a play in behind the Detroit goal. Duguay took a swipe at it. Didn't get it out. Brent Sutter held it in. Duane Sutter goes into the corner after it, gives it back to brother Brent, and then Duguay knocked it away. Three-man rush for the wings. Bolderev down the left side. Took a long drive, and Hrudey had no trouble with that. Deflected it into the corner. The Islanders shoot it back down the ice into the Detroit zone. 20 seconds to go in the period. 2-0 New York. Puck driven out center ice again. Dugay's pass knocked away. Gilbert of the Islanders shooting it back into the Detroit end. Colin Campbell got there first. Golfed at center ice. 7 seconds left in the period. Morrow swings a rink-wide pass. Jonsson deflects it back into the Detroit end, and time will run out as the buzzer goes here to end the second period of play. And it's been a good hockey game thus far. Each team has had 18 shots and goal. The Islanders, though, have scored on 2 of their 18, and the Red Wings haven't. So after 2 periods of play from here at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, the New York Islanders 2 and the Detroit Red Wings nothing.
Introducing the amazing Renault Encore. Look how it feels to flow through hairpin curves. Feel the amazing response of electronic fuel injection. Look how the new Encore feels as it almost ignores gas pumps and mows to the road with 4 wheels suspended independently. For an amazing 5755, European design built in America. The new Renault Encore. Amazing.
The one to watch, the one to watch, the one to watch.
Renault.
I'm thirsty. Me too. Can we stop?
Look, last unique soft drink for 500 miles. Let's,
Wow! How come it's all Werner?
Well, because it's a one-of-a-kind soft drink. Why don't you tell them, boys?
Burners.
It's the one-of-a-kind soft drink.
With the one-of-a-kind taste. Burners.
It's the one-of-a-kind soft drink.
Burners. With the one-of-a-kind taste.
Hi, I'm a kangaroo.
Okay, and these are kangaroos from J.C. Penney. Also, there are beautiful kangaroos for ladies, sporty kangaroos for boys, a neat pair of kangaroos for girls, and kangaroos for the most important person, for me. So hop over to J.C. Penney and pick up a pair. And don't forget the children. J.C. Penney, your headquarters for kangaroos, the shoes to choose.
JV, you can bank on it.
Thanks. The bank closes in 5 minutes.
It's not always easy to get to the bank when it's open, but now there's a bank that doesn't keep bankers' hours. Michigan National. You'll find Michigan money machines at Michigan National branch offices all over the state. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All you need is a Michigan money card, and you'll never have to hurry to the bank again. Michigan National Corporation banks. Even when we're closed, we're open.
When the U.S. hockey team won the 1980 gold medal, we proved we were the best in the world. But time marches on. In 1984, we've got to prove it all over again. It's gonna take a lot of guts and a lot of money. The 1984 U.S. hockey team desperately needs your contribution. There isn't a minute to lose. Mail your gift to Box 1980, Lake Placid, New York, 12946. Or call 1-800-USA-1980, toll-free. The U.S. Hockey Gold Medal Fund is waiting for your tax-deductible pledge. Remember, when we won the gold medal last time around, they said it was a miracle. Let's have another miracle. Call 1-800-USA-1980 and help make it happen before time runs out.
This is Coach's Corner with head coach Nick Polano. Brought to you by the 35 Tubby Sub Shops. The last place you had a sub this good was here.
What has red ripe tomatoes, garden fresh lettuce, onions, mushrooms, seasoned salami, lean ham, layers of cheeses, and a dressing famous for its taste on buns baked fresh every day? What has 25 different varieties like steak, burger, or Italian, made to order, hot or cold, ready in minutes? And what can be found in 32 convenience locations? What else? Tubby's famous submarine sandwiches. The last place you had a sub this good was here.
Tonight's subject is face-offs. Welcome again to Coach's Corner. I'm Larry Adderley, joined by Red Wing coach Nick Polano for a view of hockey from a coach's point of view. And Nick, perhaps there's nothing more important than a face-off, since that's the way you start the game.
That's right, Larry. And the team that keeps possession of the puck for the majority of the game will usually win. You know, every play in hockey comes from the face-off, and if the team can get control right off that face-off, they're going to have a good chance.
We have some highlights from last year that show the importance of winning that face-off.
That's right, Larry. Here's one in our zone, a quick face-off back to our defenseman, and pass to the other defenseman, and of course we're right out very quickly, and that's the importance there. And here in the offensive zone, a good face-off one in our zone to Reed Larson, rather in the offensive zone, and results in a goal. Here again is on another breakout play out of our own end. See how quickly it is to get out of trouble because we won the face-off.
And in the offensive zone, it's a good place to shoot from. You can get that good first shot.
Especially when we have a shooter like Reed on the blue line. If we can get that puck to him, it's going to result in a goal 9 times out of 10.
Most clubs have somebody they go to for important face-offs. Who will do that for the Wings?
Well, Ron Duguay is going to be taking a lot of the important face-offs for our club. He has good reach. He's big and strong, and he anticipates very well.
Depending on the situation we're in, depending what zone we're in, if we're in the defensive zone and we're down a couple goals, or even the game is close, what I'll try to do is, especially if I'm having a tough time against the centerman, I'll try to just play a stick or play the body, and I'll let my wingers know and let my defensemen know that that's what I'm going to do. So what I do is I come down to the face-off and I keep my eye on the puck, and I'm just wait, especially when we have home ice advantage, you let the other guy put his stick down because it's allowed. So what I do is I just keep my eye on his stick, and then just when he's getting ready, I come down, and as he drops it, I move in, take the man, then my winger from behind comes up and picks up the puck. And that's when, you know, the game is close, and we need possession of the puck, and, you know, we just want to keep it away from him.
All right, what if you're just trying to get possession of the puck and get that good drop back to somebody for a shot, perhaps?
All right. Let's say we only have a couple minutes left in the game, and we're in their end, and we need the face-off. We need that tying goal or the winning goal. Then I'll go for it. I'll try to win the draw clean. So then I let probably my defenseman know and let my wingers know what I'm doing. I'm trying to go back with it. And again, you have to keep your eye on the puck, and also the timing is very important on this. And what I'll try to do is, especially I try to figure out what he's going to do, so I kind of just fake him out a little bit, throw my stick in, and I take it out, and I see what kind of move. I see if he's trying to get on his backhand or if he's going on his forehand. So there, I figure, well, he's going for his backhand. So then he's trying to go this way, so then I'm going to try to stop him from going that way, and then hopefully get the puck back. So, John, if you can just go in, stop the stick, and get it back. I wish it was that easy in a game.
Next time on Coach's Corner, we'll discuss passing techniques. But next up, it's more of the hockey game with Bruce and Sid.
This has been Coach's Corner, brought to you by the 35 Tubby Sub Shops. The last place you had a sub this good was here.
You know you'll get the job done right. We take pride in what we do, 'cause we care about the work we do for you. Trust the Midas touch.
78 MGB.
Trust the Midas touch. Where nothing but the best is ever gonna do. Trust the Midas touch.
There are 47 Midas Muffler shops in the greater Detroit area. Check the white pages for the shop nearest you.
Have you noticed how many men are drinking Diet Coke?
Diet Coke, yeah, Diet Coke. Look on the taste of Coca-Cola.
I like it. It doesn't have a, aftertaste.
Diet Coke, taste Diet Coke.
It says 1 calorie, but it sure don't taste 1 calorie.
Just for the taste of it. Just for the taste of it. Diet Coke.
Everybody deserves a waterbed, and at Waterbed Gallery, we have a warm waterbed for you, and at the right time, Christmas time. Right now, you'll find all kinds of fantastic Christmas gifts, like the Voyager. It's only $249, or at $289, you could be sleeping on our beautifully finished bookcase waterbed, and for only $179, get this completely finished waterbed, truly a bed of distinction. So remember, everybody deserves a waterbed, and Christmas time is the perfect time at
Waterbed Gallery, the better waterbed store.
Hi, I'm Larry King, here to talk about the entertainment coupon book. Hundreds of 2-for-1 coupons let two people go out for the price of one all year. Why do millions buy it?
I'd say we've probably saved between $500 and $600 with the coupons we've used so far from the entertainment book.
Dinners, movies, concerts, sports events, and more. Buy one, get one free. It's America's favorite 2-for-1 coupon book.
Pick up Entertainment 84 for only $19.95 at Save More Drugs. Also at Oakland, Macomb, Livonia, Westland, Eastland, Southland, Northland, and Tel 12 malls.
Introducing Michigan National's new Michigan Money Master Certificate, the flexible personal savings plan, where the more you deposit, the more you'll earn. You can open yours at over 360 offices across the state, secure in the knowledge your money is earning high interest with a $6.7 billion institution behind it, plus being insured for up to $100,000. The new Michigan Money Master Certificate, the flexible savings plan designed to give you more money for your money.
Verner's, a Detroit tradition that refreshes your thirst, tingles your tongue, and adds sparkle to your life. Because Verner's has that deliciously different taste. That's why we call it the one-of-a-kind soft drink with a one-of-a-kind taste.
Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the National Hockey League, Mr. John A. Ziegler, Jr.
The National Hockey League, along with other professional sports organizations, supports the President's Sports Drug Education Program. The goal of this program is simple. It is to keep our young people free from drugs. I'd like you to listen to a lady who really cares. She's given a great deal of her time to this program, Nancy Reagan.
Thank you, John. You're right. I do care. And I'm greatly concerned about the epidemic use of drugs by school-age children. Sports figures, especially hockey players who are so respected by our young people, can help lead the way in our fight to defeat drug abuse. I'm so pleased that NHL players like Wayne Gretzky, Mike Bossy, Rod Langway have joined this effort. Together, we'll make a great team, and together, we'll win this fight.
We've had a good hockey game after 2 periods of play here at the Nassau Coliseum in New York, where the Detroit Red Wings are trailing the New York Islanders by a score of 2-0. Each team with 18 shots in goal, and both goaltenders have played well.
Well, Mikulich has played real well. He's come up with some big saves. Didn't have a chance on the goals that did beat him, and if he continues to play this way, we have to score a goal, though, Bruce, and I know the Islanders won't panic because of a goal, but...
On the subject of goals, Sid, here is Mr. Goring, who put the Islanders out in front 2-0 with this play.
Well, they had the play in Detroit zone, and they just kept forechecking, and finally they come up with a puck. Nystrom made a pass right across the top of the goal mouth. And Goring got a hold of the puck, tried to beat Mikulich. Mikulich made the one save, but then he went right up under the top crossbar. And Goring's an old veteran, and when he gets in close, and he's playing a hot hand right now, he's scored 5 goals in the last 2 games.
John Barrett actually made a pretty good play on the player he hit. Matter of fact, a little later in the game, John Barrett made a heck of a check on one of the toughest guys in the league, Bob Nystrom.
Well, he flattened Nystrom, and Colin Campbell come in right in behind him and made a sprawling save to knock the puck back out to center ice. The wing defense has played very well tonight. And I think, too, that they haven't used Brad Park quite as much as they have in the last few games. They're going more with Larson and Lattiser and close like that.
Well, the Detroit Red Wings, still hurting with injuries, have a lot of players left home, but they've put on a good hockey game through the first 40 minutes of this one. And we'll be back with that final period after we pause right now for this message.
What does it mean when a Shell dealer displays this sign? It means he makes these important promises: to give you a written estimate up front, to have certified mechanics and the right equipment for the job, and he backs his work in writing. In a word, your Shell Auto Care dealer promises to give you quality car repair service right here in your neighborhood. Look for this sign: Shell Auto Care.
Dad, how come we're the only car moving?
The others are stuck.
Are we gonna get stuck too?
No, we'll get through just fine.
When the going gets tough, the American Eagle offers what no ordinary car can. The traction and confidence of four-wheel drive at the flick of a switch. No wonder Eagle's the official vehicle of the National Ski Patrol.
Dad, what if everybody drove an Eagle?
They'd put tow trucks out of business.
Depend on Eagle from American Motors.
You gotta keep him out of there!
I'm used to him yelling, but not at me.
Punch it out! Punch it out!
Out your best. Bring out your best. Budweiser Light.
The best has a taste all its own.
Nice game.
Enjoy it.
Budweiser Light. Of every Thorn Apple Valley hot dog, there's a smile in every, there's a great big.
Why American business trusts Emery.
When my designs are late, buyers don't give us a second chance. Emery's international service goes door to door, fast.
Emery delivers all our tapes to the networks, because if they're not there, they don't get on air. And guess who pays for it?
Sending hundreds of contracts across the country is a huge responsibility. We share that responsibility with Emery.
Over 1 million customers trust Emery to deliver. Call Emery. We've earned the trust of American business.
Guests on Red Wing Hockey receive a Key Tour package to Toronto. Staying at the luxurious Sheraton Center, Key Tours bring you Las Vegas from $199 and Florida from $129. Seats are limited. Call soon. And a gift from Wickham's of Windsor. Quality men's clothing and distinctive style. Remember, the current exchange rate is honored for American funds. Now back to Bruce and Sid at Rinkside.
Solo again from Nassau Coliseum, where the New York Islanders are leading the Detroit Red Wings by a score of 2-0 after 2 periods of play. Claude Loisel, shaken up late in the first period, has not returned, did not play in the second period, and is not on the bench for the third. He took a bump on the head. He was helmeted at the time. Let's take a moment for a scoring summary now. After leading 1-0 in the first period, Butch Goring made it 2-0 with his 12th goal of the year from Nystrom and Potvin at 1:09 of the second. The Red Wings then picked up 3 straight penalties and fought off all 3 straight New York power plays. And then with Persson off, the Red Wings threatened but did not score. And so it's 2-0 after 2 periods of play. That's the Shell scoring summary. Trottier came off the New York bench, skated out to say something to the referee, Bruce Hood. Then he sent a message back to the Detroit bench. Eddie Jonsson wears a protective helmet. Matter of fact, a big glass shield and then a protection around his jaw. Suffered that fractured cheekbone.
I talked to him about that, Bruce. He said his biggest problem is breathing. He has a little problem breathing with the mask on.
And he had some problems eating, too, for a while. Play went back into the Detroit zone and falling down. The New York player, Tonelli, still got a shot off. Made a good effort. Knocked away, and the Wings come back now with Bolderev. Into the New York zone. Here's Bolderev coming out in front. Bolderev took the shot. Duguay was there and couldn't get the stick on it. Puck knocked down out in front of the New York goal, and the Islanders head back. Scooping it right to the Detroit net, and Mikulik came out of the goal, played it too far for Bolderev, so it went in behind the Detroit net. Tonelli chases it off the boards. Cleared it in behind the net. Nystrom bumping into Barrett, but Barrett got it back to the line, but not out. Butch Goring with it. Goring scoops it into the corner. Now tying his man up is Larson. Nystrom ran into the Red Wings player, Yzerman. Tonelli goes in behind the Detroit goal, and Barrett ran into him. 2 of them go to the ice. Yzerman flipped it up the left side to Bolderev. Ivan Bolderev drops it back, and Larson brings it out center ice. Now Reed Larson drove a long shot, deflected over the net off the glass. And the Islanders will bring it right back out with Jonsson. Tom Jonsson down the ice over the line. Brad Park stopped him right at the Detroit line. Played it ahead. Knocked down before it could get through by Anders Kallur, and then Park picks it up. Over on the left side, carrying in now Paul Woods. Knocked away from him. Woods dug it out of the corner the second time. Handed it back. Colin Kelly drove a shot, and that deflected off to the side of the net. The Islanders trying to work it out. Blake Dunlop checking in along the board, but New York shoots it back to the Detroit line. Campbell of the Red Wings clears it ahead. Tipped away at center ice, and Kallur starts back. Anders Kallur driving it in behind the Detroit goal. Micallef leaves it there for his defenseman Colin Campbell. Up the right side, Eddie Jonsson steers it ahead for Dunlop. Blake Dunlop had trouble with it, knocked away from him by Jonsson. Jonsson of Detroit picked it up over the line into the New York end, trying to work around Morrow. He was dumped to the ice. The Islanders' Trottier in behind his own goal. 2-0 New York. Trottier checked by Johnston, who's playing well. Eddie Johnstone kicking it along the boards, worked it back to Campbell. Then the puck went loose. Failing to get away was Bossy. Then Park lost it. Bossy picked it up. Swings it ahead, and now here's Brent Sutter charging into the Detroit zone. Brent Sutter took the shot, fired well wide of the Detroit goal. Eddie Johnstone fired it ahead. Dunlop fired it to the open wing as the Red Wings were changing. And New York shoots it right back into the Detroit zone, and Micallef again coming out of the net. Didn't get it out. Langevin held it in, took a long shot, and it went just wide. Now here's Ogrodnik down the left side. John Ogrodnik back over the New York line, took the shot, knocked away by the goaltender Hrudey, and the play stays still in the New York end. Duane Sutter playing it ahead to brother Brent Sutter, coming out center ice. He's got Gilbert on the left side, two of them over the line. Puck sent into the corner and going in after it, Ogrodnik, tipping it ahead to Murray Craven. Now Murray Craven out at center ice. Lane Lambert has it there. Lambert over the line. Ladouceur coming up with him. Handed the pass, and Ladouceur's shot deflected away. The puck went off to the side of the net. Langevin goes in behind. He's checked, knocked away from him. Good play by Lambert of Detroit. Here's John Ogrodnik, a backhand shot. And that's kicked into the corner. Persson goes in after it. Wings had pressure on. The Islanders clear it out center ice. Ladouceur shoots it right back in. In behind the New York goal. Langevin goes in after it. Laid it up the right side. That skips back out center ice. Ladouceur of the Wings has it there, giving it now to Greg Smith. Smith drives it off the boards, again in behind the net. Going in after it now is Dineen. Gord Dineen up the left side for Clark Gillies. Back to Dineen. Now here's Dineen carrying into the Detroit zone on the rush. Goes in behind the Detroit goal. Put it right out in front. And it went right through Gillies on a big play by the youngster Dineen. Now Yzerman back into the New York end. Here's Yzerman, his save it off now to Duguay, and he's shot wide. Puck off to the left of the goal, and the Islanders will bring it back with Bob Bourne. Now Callan. Nat Callan bumped off the puck by John Barrett, and on his knees, Barrett drove it out center ice. Dineen plays it ahead now, and Bourne dumps it back into the Detroit zone. Barrett comes back after it. John Barrett playing it ahead to Duguay. He failed to get by Bourne. Now again, Barrett went after it. It's tipped back into the Detroit end, and Larson will go in behind his own goal. We've played 4.5 minutes of the third period, 2-0 New York. Here now Larson back over the line, trying to cut through. Failed to get by Morrow. Nystrom heads right back. Nystrom up the left side for Tonelli. Tonelli has Nystrom moving in, and the pass slid away from him into the corner. Nystrom dug it out, and Micallef came out of the net to break that up. Puck played ahead from Duguay to Yzerman. A good move away from Morrow, but coming back, Jonsson made the play on it. Back in his own zone, Jonsson dumps it into the corner. Bolderev goes in with Morrow. Two of them in along the board. Larson tipped it away a second time, but it'll be Jonsson of the Islanders ahead to Goring. Butch Goring drops it off for Nystrom. Nystrom's pass knocked down out in front by Larson. Here now is Bolderev coming back. Ivan Bolderev drops it off for Duguay. Duguay gives it now to Colin Campbell. Put it out in front, and there'll be a penalty coming up to Jonsson as he hauled Bolderev down out in front of the New York goal, and the Red Wings are going to have the extra man, and we'll be back with that after we pause for this.
It's not just a race. It's a game. If they think I'm tired, maybe they'll make their move.
Bring out your best.
Then I'll make mine.
Bring out your best. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best. Budweiser Light.
The best has a taste all its own. Enjoy it.
Budweiser Light.
Well, the Red Wings have a great opportunity to get right back into it, but Jonsson hauled Ivan Bolderev to the ice.
Somewhere along the line, somebody's going to get one in there.
Colin Campbell had made a pretty play to Bolderev out in front of the goal.
It was well set up. First, Duguay a little drop pass, and Jonsson cut in from the wing.
So Detroit with the extra man on the interference call. Play going in behind the New York net. Blake Dunlop slid it into the corner. Johnston handed it back to him. Here now Dunlop bringing it out to the circle, back on the line. Yzerman wound up, fires a long shot, and that's grabbed off. And that time, Kelly Hrudey had people in front of him.
That's right. Eddie Jonsson got out in front of the net. That's where he has to be. You've got to get somebody out to try and screen that goaltender and take a chance that one of those long shots from the point men will go in.
That's probably as close as the Wings came because he didn't get to it until the last split second. But Hrudey again stayed with it. Let's take 5 seconds right now for station identification.
This is WKBD TV 50, Detroit.
Red Wings have the extra man for 1:40. Here's a quick shot by Bolderev. Another big save. A loose puck out in front. And the Islanders will bring it back to the blue line. Bolderev checking there. The Wings trying to hold it in. They did for the moment. Then New York takes it away and fires it down the ice. 2 quick shots by Detroit that time. And Hrudey made the save. Oh, Detroit getting the chances. They have 1:15 left in the power play as Yzerman comes out center ice. Up the left side to Ogrodnik, knocked off his stick by Bourne. Puck not cleared out, though, held in. Here's Ivan Bolderev turning off the circle with it. Bolderev going to the corner, twisting and turning there, and he waited too long. Finally came back to Yzerman. Yzerman handed it back to Bolderev. Bolderev off the side of the net. It goes into the corner for John Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik brings it back, sends it back to Brad Park. Now Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik's pass knocked down, didn't get through, but Brad Park held it in. Then Park was checked and taken away by Brent Sutter, and Sutter shoots it down the ice. 40 seconds left in the Islander penalty. Now it's Steve Yzerman. He was checked. Park follows up, brings it out center ice. Brad Park up the left wing to Ogrodnik, over the line. John Ogrodnik trying to go through, took the shot. They score on the rebound.
Eddie Jonsson.
Eddie Jonsson, was it, or was it?
Well, he's got a mask on, or well, I can't tell.
Dunlop, Blake Dunlop, I believe, who fired right in.
Yes, he wears a mask also. It was Dunlop.
So the Red Wings are down by a goal now on the power play, and you just knew that someplace along the line they had, let me put it, 5 shots on goal on this power play before they finally scored.
Well, John Ogrodnik got the first drive away, and being checked by Goring, he got into the circle, got a good shot away. It bounced off the goaltender right to Dunlop, and he put it up over his left shoulder.
The assist went to number 25, John Ogrodnik, and number 22, Brad Park.
Park and Ogrodnik draw the assist on the goal at 7:01. Dunlop on the power play, his 3rd goal of the season, his 2nd as a Red Wing. So the Wings right back into it. Play goes in behind the Detroit goal. Mikulev came out of the net, cleared it up the right side to Lambert. He tips it out center ice. Dunlop and Paul Woods. Along with Lambert, the forward line of the Wings. Larson and Barrett back. The Islanders have the play in their own zone. Larson held it in. His pass tipped into the corner by Dunlop. Played it back out to Lambert. Here's John Barrett with a drive. And Hrudey grabbed that. Played it into the corner. Langevin has it. Up on the left side to Anders Kallur. Out of center ice. Puck didn't come out. Barrett held it in. Back after it, Persson. Now Stefan Persson giving it to Langevin. The Islanders fired from center ice. Mikulev cleared it along the glass. Wings now will bring it out. 3-on-2 with Dunlop down the left side. Woods trailing. Play go over the line. And the pass from Lambert too far out in front of him. The Islanders pick it up and shoot it back. Now Mike Bossy just left it there, so Paul Woods golfed it right into the New York bench. With a pause in the action, 2-1 New York. We'll be back in a moment.
Here comes Jeep's breakthrough in 4-wheel drive. A breakthrough in size. The all-new, leaner and meaner Cherokee and Wagoneer. A breakthrough in horsepower per pound, ground clearance, along with Jeep traction. A breakthrough in mileage, higher than Bronco 2 and S10 Blazer 4x4. And only Cherokee and Wagoneer have room for 5 and 4 doors. The leaner, meaner size Cherokee and Wagoneer. A breakthrough in 4-wheel drive from Jeep.
Bruce Martin, Sid Abel, producer Toby Cunningham here at New York. We've 12 minutes to play in the 2nd or 3rd period. Wings trail by a goal. Gordy Dineen deep in his own zone. Played it up the right side. Duane Sutter ahead to brother Brent Sutter. Coming out center ice. Driven off to the side of the Detroit goal. Mikulev fired it back into the corner. Brent Sutter in after it. Played it back to the line. It was skipped away. Duguay knocks Brent Sutter down. Puck stays in the Detroit zone. Duane Sutter with a drive, and Mikulev came up with a big save on that one. Now the play came back to the line. Here's Dennis Potvin with a shot, and that's grabbed off by Detroit's Mikkel if he holds onto it. So the Wings perhaps have suffered, I don't know how serious their injury is, but loss is still another player. Just up from Adirondack, injured in the latter part of the first period, Claude Loisel. The trivia question, who was the first Red Wing to score more than 30 goals in a season? It was Carl Liscombe, and it didn't happen until the 1943-44 season when he got 36. The trivia quiz brought to you by WJR Radio.
He was a pretty good Red Wing back this part of the war. Scored a lot of goals.
Still makes his home, does he not, in the Detroit area?
He certainly does, and a great hockey fan.
Now it's Greg Smith in behind his own goal. Smith, a long pass, way over the stick of Bolderev, will go the length of the ice. There'll be an icing call, and the play comes all the way back into the Detroit end. Nystrom and Goring. Nystrom in the first period, Goring in the second for the Islanders. Now Dunlop has scored on the power play for Detroit here in the third. Remember, the day after Christmas, December 26th, our next televised game will be at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, 8 o'clock. Radio-wise, the Philadelphia Flyers Saturday night, and I hope they're not warming up for that one. Last I checked, they were out in front of the Washington Capitals 9-2 in the third period.
They can be a tough hockey club.
Now the play came back to Dineen. He hands it off to Potvin with a shot, knocked down out in front. Mikkelov got a skate on the rebound. Puck goes in behind the net. Sutter tried to get it out in front. Laddister knocked his man down. A loose puck still out in front of the Detroit goal. And it's still loose off to the side of the net. Greg Smith had the stick on it, but the Islanders took it a second time. Now Bolderev flipped it over on the left side. Dineen and Yzerman tie one another up. Wing still low, don't get it out. Here's Brent Sutter. The puck gloved ahead from one Islander to the other. And the play is whistled down. 10:50 to go in the third period. 2-1 New York. We'll be back right after this.
What secret, what evil, what force draws them to the keep? What is this place?
What I saw wasn't real. You're part of this!
I am the Watchman. I have come to destroy him. The Keep, rated R.
The Keep opens tomorrow at these select theaters. Check newspaper for showtimes.
Randy Laddister made a pretty good play here to help the Red Wings out after Mikkelov had kicked that puck away with the right skate. Laddister came in and spilled Gilbert.
Boy, Gilbert and the two Sutters, they really forecheck and work. Those Sutters are strong.
Now the Red Wings worked it back into their own zone. Colin Campbell brings it out. Dumped it back into the New York end. Jonsson comes back after it. Goring checked by Brad Park. Park held it in. When digging in after it, moving in to cover up Tonelli. Tonelli in behind his own goal. Played it ahead to Jonsson. He just shot it back to the Detroit line. Campbell comes quickly back after it. Colin Campbell up the right side to Lambert. A good pass now to Craven over the line. Picked off by O'Grodnik, but then knocked away. And here's Tonelli back into the Detroit zone to Jonsson with a shot. Mikkelov picked it out. And that puck bounced away from Goring. Nystrom held it in. Right to the net, and Mikkelov drops down on top of it.
Good play by Mikkelov to freeze the puck. Don't give them another chance for a rebound. Grotto has played well. He's been really sharp. The puck bouncing around.
Tom Jonsson, wearing number 3, came right in. Mikkelov kicked it away, and that had come out on the ice. Goring would have been there.
It bounced over his stick, or Goring would have probably buried it.
Red Wings have 24 shots, and the Islanders 27. It is 2-1. The New York Islanders leading Detroit, which it indicates a pretty good goaltending, both ends of the rink. Now Duguay, Yzerman, and Bolderev for Detroit. Play in the New York zone. The Wings won the draw. Brad Park in behind his own goal. His pass didn't come out the first time. Now Bolderev, Yzerman, a pretty fast to Duguay. One man back. Duguay took a long shot. Went over the top of the New York goal. Puck held in by Bolderev. In behind his own goal, though, is Nystrom. Bob Nystrom's pass tipped out center ice. Here's Goring picking it up. Puts Goring into the Detroit end. Goring laid it in behind the Detroit net. Nystrom comes out with it. Bob Nystrom circles. Moved out in front. Nystrom turns around with a drive. Oh, and Mikkelov, a big save on a pretty play by Nystrom. Now Yzerman of Detroit. Right back down the ice. Got it over the line. Puck knocked away from him, though, and Ken Morrow scoops it back, didn't get it out. Now Bolderev and Saul skated it out. Bolderev comes all the way back to his own blue line. Turning away from Tonelli's check. Played it ahead to Duguay. Ron Duguay, Bolderev up the left side, and it went off the skate of Nystrom deep in the corner in the New York end. Players tied up along the boards. Duguay got the puck loose to Barrett with a shot, and a big save by Hrudey. Played into the corner. Puck comes over on the right side, and Nystrom swings it out to center ice. The Islanders' Tonelli picks it up in the center ice zone. Back in his own blue line now. Tonelli has it again at center ice. Fired it over on the right side. Ogrodnik knocks it away ahead to Murray Craven. It bounced off his stick. Now Bob Bourne turns it back into the Detroit end, trying to work away from Larson. Played it into the corner. Matt Hallin goes in after it. Here's Gillies trying to get loose in behind the Detroit goal. Larson goes in with him. Puck still deep in the Detroit zone. They go into the corner. It's jammed in along the boards. And a face-off in the circle to the right of the Detroit goal. New York 2, Detroit 1. 8.5 minutes to play. Third period. We're back in a moment.
What does it mean when a Shell dealer displays this sign? It means he makes these important promises. To give you a written estimate up front. To have certified mechanics. And the right equipment for the job. And he backs his work in writing. In a word, your Shell Auto Care dealer promises to give you quality car repair service right here in your neighborhood. Look for this sign. Shell Auto Care.
Faced off will be to the right side of Corrado Micallef, making his first appearance of the season in a Detroit uniform, and he's done himself proud. 2-1, the Islanders lead the game. Here's a quick shot fired wide of the net by Hallin. That went off the glass, ended up in the crowd. Evidently deflected off the glass because they keep the face-off still in the Detroit end to the right of Micallef.
We have a couple final scores. Philadelphia defeated Washington 9-4. Boston has defeated Hartford 4-2.
That leaves one other game. Pittsburgh is at Montreal. I don't know if we got a score in that one.
Yes, Montreal were leading 2-0. I think Lafleur had scored both Montreal goals in the first period.
I saw that one. Dunlop kneels on the puck right in the circle to the right of the Detroit goal, so we go through it again. Monday night at 8 o'clock, be sure to tune in for Charlton Heston, Dorothy McGuire, John Wayne, and the greatest story ever told. Monday night on TV 50's 8 o'clock movie. Langevin fired a shot from the line, and that's grabbed off by Corrado Micallef. He holds onto it, and the play stays in the circle to the right of the Detroit goal. The way this is going tonight, the Red Wing brass may have a little problem deciding who their goaltender is.
Right,
Stefan's been playing well. Eddie Mio has held the fort. Tonight, Corrado Micallef is playing well.
They have not had goaltending problems all year long. They haven't been able to score goals.
Lambert out at center ice, coming back. Bourne broke up the Detroit play. Now the Islanders, Clark Gillies swings it over on the right side to Stefan Persson. Person's pass knocked down by Larson. Wings did not gain control of it. Langevin at his own blue line. His pass ahead to Hallin, knocked away by Barrett. And Barrett rolls it into the corner, goes in with Stefan Persson. Persson played it to the opposite corner, though. The Islanders try to bring it out. They do. Bob Bourne at center ice. Here's Bourne over the line into the Detroit zone. Lambert comes back. Clark Gillies chasing him. They bump to the boards. Larson came in, dug the puck away, and heads out. Reed Larson on the move at center ice. Now Larson over the line. Here's Larson trying to go through, but he's checked by Potvin, and Potvin goes into the corner after the loose puck. Drives it back out center ice. Larson has it there, lost it, covering up Eddie Jonsson. Larson has it a second time. This time he gulped it in behind the New York goal. Time becoming important. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to play. Third period, 2-1, New York Islanders. And New York clearing it into the Detroit zone. Micallef out of the goal. It rolled into the corner. Islanders going after it. Came right to the goal mouth. Bouncing around, still bouncing, and finally dug away, and coming out is Dunlop. Blake Dunlop of Detroit. A bouncing puck right to the net. Knocked away by Hrudey. He played it into the corner. Dunlop went in after it. Handed it out. Eddie Jonsson. A backhand shot. And didn't get much on it. Hrudey steers that to the corner. Another centering pass by Dunlop. The Islanders, though, break this up. Shoot it back into the Detroit zone. They wave off the icing, and Greg Smith is going to have to go back and play it. Up on the left wing to Paul Woods. Woods. They're heading out at Dunlop. He tips it back into the Islander zone. 6.5 minutes to play. New York has possession now with Brent Sutter coming out center ice. Here is Sutter moving it into the Detroit zone. The play picked off now by Duane Sutter, and he went off to the side of the net with it and lost control of it there. Bolderev Ivan Boldarev ahead now to Lattiser. Here's Randy Lattiser of Detroit, scooping it into the corner. Tried to go in after it, but he was checked by Jonsson. Play came all the way down the ice. This time it's rolling. There'll be no icing. It doesn't go far enough, and Brad Park comes back to play it. Park up on the left side to Colin Campbell. Now Campbell brings it out. Campbell flipped it high in the air. Duguay goes digging in after it. Didn't get to it, though. Jonsson tipped it away. Puck held in by Yzerman. Duguay gives it back to him. Here's Yzerman trying to move out. A backhand shot, and Hrudey got down in front of that. A good effort by the youngster Steve Yzerman. So the Wings applying some pressure. New York leads 2-1. We'll be back in a moment.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours a happy and safe holiday season.
Crowd of 15,297 on hand watching the New York Islanders lead the Wings 2-1. Al Arbour knows his club has been in a hockey game tonight as he paces back and forth behind the New York bench. The Wings have come close a couple of times to tying this game. They have Duguay, Yzerman, and Boldarev out there now. Duguay in against Goring. Butch Goring, though, won the draw. Puck went into the corner, steered up on the left side for John Tonelli. Tonelli's pass to center ice. Colin Campbell knocked it away, just scooped it back into the New York end. Langevin shoots it right back out. This time Goring picks it up, and he's got Nystrom coming in with him. Here's Nystrom on the pass, went right through him. Nystrom digs it out of the corner, lays it off the side of the net. Goring right out in front, and Tonelli scores. Oh, that hurt.
That really hurt. A great play, though, from behind the net out to Tonelli. Again, it's that Nystrom, Tonelli line, and Goring.
They've scored all 3 goals in this hockey game for the New York Islanders.
Well, the play went in the corner, and Bob Nystrom so strong in along the boards, got it across to Goring. Goring looked up, saw Tonelli parked out in the slot, and he put it right through Mikkolov's legs, right in the middle of the net.
So now it's 3-1 New York with 5 minutes and 16 seconds to play. Tonelli gets his 11th of the year.
The assist to number 91 for Goring, and number 23, Nystrom.
Nystrom has scored 1 goal, assisted on 2 others tonight. Goring has a goal and an assist. Tonelli, a goal and an assist. This has been the line that hurt Detroit. The Bossy line hasn't been really heard from tonight.
No, they have been very quiet.
Trottier, they haven't really played all that much. Now Brad Park swings it into the corner in his own zone. Colin Campbell up the right side. Here's Duguay bringing it out. Center ice pass to Boldarev into the New York zone. Ivan Boldarev. He took the shot. Oh, and that's deflected off, just off to the side. And a good opportunity for Boldarev. Hrudey got just a piece of it. Now 3 of the Islanders back into the Detroit zone. Puck comes back to the line. Fired over on the left side for Langevin. Langevin put it outside to Nystrom. And Mikkola came up with a big save on him. The play had been whistled down. The puck is in the net. The light came on. The crowd roared, but the whistle had gone. And Mikkola came up with a big save. 4.5 to go here in the 3rd period. 3-1 Islanders. We'll be back in a moment.
What do you suppose we're having?
Panda, Little Caesar Street. 14 slices, so much for you to eat. Thick crust that is so crunchy, it's like you've never seen.
Panda Pizza is the pizza lover's dream.
Cheesy, hot, tasty, delicious meat. Little Caesar's new shape is so neat. A taste that is supreme. Panda Pizza is the pizza lover's dream.
Check your Detroit News or Free Press for valuable coupons.
So the face-off to the left of the Detroit goal. 4.5 minutes to play. The Red Wings again unable to put that puck into the net. There's a shot from the blue line by Dineen, wide of the goal. Puck taken off the boards by Lambert. He scoops it out to center ice. Now Dineen plays it ahead. Bourne into the Detroit zone. Coming back, Lambert making the check on Gillies. Gillies still managed to send it over on the left side, but John O'Grodnik will bring it out. O'Grodnik's pass meant for Murray Craven didn't get through, and the Islanders shoot it right back in. Larson comes back after it. Reed Larson up on the right side to Lambert. Now Lambert a long pass, too far out in front of Ogrodnik, back after Dineen. Giving it now to Dennis Potvin, taken away by Ogrodnik. Here's Ogrodnik with a drive, and Hrudey got in front of that, stopped it, and falls on the rebound.
Both goaltenders and both youngsters really get the start of the National League. They've been the stars of this hockey game.
You know, the Red Wings put together, I thought, probably one of their weakest performances of the season last Thursday in front of the home crowd at the Joe Louis Arena, where they lost to the Los Angeles Kings. Had they played the type of hockey game
they would have had a laugh
that they did here tonight.
Right.
They walked away with it.
Remember, we talked about that, Bruce. Against the better hockey clubs, they know they have to skate, they know they have to work, and they come out and play well. L.A. had gone 10 games without a win.
Now Ken Morrow goes in behind his own goal. 3:45 to play. Trottier at center ice. Trottier scoops it into the Detroit zone. Heading back after it, Randy Lattiser. He gets there first. Bossy jumps him to the ice. But it's an icing call, and the play will come back into the New York end. And Bossy, you know, he never really looks that fast. When he winds up, he goes pretty good.
Oh, he can skate. What a scorer. Just a natural goal scorer. Drafted real late, too, by the Islanders back several years ago.
He's one of those surprises. He's got 23 goals on the season in his last 4 straight games. And he was off to a slow start, and of course, the injured part of the season. Blake Dunlop has the only goal for Detroit, centering the line now with Bolderev and Eddie Johnstone. Here's Bolderev holding it in. Ivan Bolderev skated it all the way to the line, gave it to Greg Smith with a drive. That went just wide. Johnstone held out of the play, and the puck fired back into the Detroit end. Bossy was playing up along the blue line, goes all the way down the ice after it. He touches it. There's no icing, so Lattiser struggles in along the boards with him. Dunlop took a swing at it. Lattiser digs loose and comes out with the puck. Up the right side, Eddie Johnstone to the wing. Now Johnstone, a long pass, too high for Bolderev, went off the boards, and this time the icing call will be against Detroit. And the play will be all the way back into the Detroit end with a little more than 3 minutes to play in the third period. Well, as we mentioned, the Wings have 3 big games at home now during the coming week. Saturday, Philadelphia Flyers. Next Wednesday, Student Night, the Vancouver Canucks will be at the Joe Louis Arena. And you can check newspapers for the participating Little Caesars for student discount coupons. Then to wrap up the week, the Toronto Maple Leafs will be in town next Friday, and all the games start at 7:30. Tickets can be purchased at the Joe Louis Arena.
Brad Park is just 24 assists shy of Bobby Orr's all-time record of 645 assists.
He has one here tonight. Now Park clears it ahead to Yzerman. 3 of the Wings move out. We've got the Yzerman, Ogrodnik, and Duguay combination out for the first time. Yzerman dumped it in toward the corner. The puck was knocked right back toward the line. They still dig away at it, scrambling in along the board. Still no whistle. And there's still no whistle, and the Islanders will come out with it. And they come out 2-on-1. Here's Brent Sutter over the line. Drove a shot. Micallef to save. And Larson knocks the rebound away, and it comes out center ice. Ogrodnik kicks it ahead for Duguay. Dangerous play for New York, but Micallef came up with a save. Larson bats the puck along the boards. It caroms off to the side of the New York goal. Persson goes in after it. We have 2:15 to play. Puck held in by Yzerman. Here's Duguay. Ron Duguay, stick-handled it all the way to the side. Still has it. Duguay hands it off, and Ogrodnik scores.
Beautiful play.
And that time, Ron Duguay did all the things right, and John Ogrodnik finished it off.
Beautiful pass. Stick handling, and then looking up and finding Ogrodnik parked all by himself. He had the Islanders all pulled to one side, and Duguay just took his time, pulled a couple players off towards the corner, stick handled around, and then took a look and spotted Ogrodnik and made the perfect pass. And John Ogrodnik had it in before the goaltender could make a move.
Let's listen to the hand Duguay gets for the reception at any rate. Yzerman draws the other assist on the goal. He sent Duguay into the New York end. Ogrodnik gets number 19 at 17:52. So the Wings down by a goal with a little more than 2 minutes to play. Brad Park at center ice at his own blue line, giving it now to Reed Larson. Larson up the right side, and they're going to be called for icing as that puck goes all the way in behind the New York goal. And what the Wings don't want is a face-off deep in their own end, but that's what they've got. 1:57 to go.
You know, that's the first time that line has come out tonight. Yzerman, Duguay, and Ogrodnik. That's the line that was scoring all the goals back before the Wings went on the skid.
That'll keep a face-off in the circle to the left of the Detroit goal. Dunlop now with Eddie Johnstone and Ivan Boldarev, the Goring, Tonelli, Nystrom line. All three of the Islander goals on the ice now. Now Reed Larson off to the side of his goal, scooped it up the left side, picked it up again from Boldarev. Nystrom stopped him. Here's Tonelli holding it in. John Tonelli circles with it. Tonelli twisting and turning, hands it back to Nystrom. Nystrom dumps it into the corner. Brad Park picked it out of the corner. Now Park ahead to Blake Dunlop. Dunlop bounces it into the New York end, coming out of the net. Hrudey played it out, and here's Tonelli over on the right side, moving into the Detroit zone. Nystrom lost it. Larson knocked it away. Now moving back, here's Dunlop, a right wing pass, Eddie Johnstone. Johnstone fired the shot, and Hrudey got a glove on that, knocked it away. Nystrom right back down the ice. Dumps it into the Detroit end as Greg Smith goes in after it. 1:05 to play in the third period. 3-2. The Islanders lead. Now Nystrom held it in, taken away by Yzerman. Boldarev, Ivan Boldarev. Now the goaltender comes out of the net as Yzerman is into the New York end. There's Greg Smith knocked down. Duguay held it in. Duguay put it right through the goal crease. Boldarev was there, couldn't get a stick on it. And the Islanders roll it back into the Detroit end. The Red Wing net is empty. And Duguay had a good opportunity. Play still in the Detroit zone. The Islanders' Trottier got a stick on it. Duguay knocked it away. Now Laddister just shot it to the New York end. Look out, the Islanders have it. And here's Trottier with an empty net. And that wraps it up. The Red Wings were changing at the time and had nobody back to check.
Well, it was a bad time to try to take anybody off the ice with the play right on center ice. The Wings had their chance to tie it. Duguay making a play across the top of the goal crease. And nobody there to tip it home.
Boldarev was close to the position.
So Trottier comes up with a goal. You wouldn't have known that that line was on the ice all night long, but they get the one that takes all the pressure off with just 31 seconds to go.
Bossy and Morrow draw assists with a couple of easy points with a Trottier-Bossy combination. The Wings were changing, and they're all over the bench. Well, they had their goaltender out. Trottier didn't have anybody near him. Now the play goes back into the Detroit net. Mikulev back in the goal. Here's Bossy with a drive, and Mikulev got a piece of that. Puck comes out in front. Greg Smith has it. Just 10 seconds to go. Now Greg Smith at center ice. Just drove a long shot wide of the net. The Islanders' Morrow takes it, flips it ahead, and Bossy fires it down the ice, and the buzzer goes. So the Red Wings now, in their last two games, have given empty net goals, but have lost each game by just those two. And tonight, Corrado Mikulev played very, very well in the Red Wing net. The New York Islanders had a total of 34 shots on goal, and the Detroit Red Wings had a total of 31. That would give Detroit 14 in the last period and 16 shots on net for the New York Islanders. So the Islanders hand Detroit their 8th straight loss. The New York Islanders, one of the hottest teams in the National Hockey League right now, but I would give the Red Wings A for effort in this hockey game tonight. Red Wings move back home now, meeting the Philadelphia Flyers. Saturday night, our broadcast time on this radio station at 7:25. Sunday night from Philadelphia. Our next telecast comes up Monday the 26th, the night after Christmas, when we'll be in Toronto. 7:55 with the telecast, or 8 o'clock, the telecast of the Maple Leafs and the Red Wings. In the meantime, this is Bruce Martin speaking for Sid Abel, and our producer Toby Cunningham will not be with you until the day after Christmas, so let's take this moment to wish you the very best of the holidays. Hope you'll be with us on the 26th from Toronto on television. On radio, we'll be with you from Detroit's Joe Louis Arena, the Flyers and the Red Wings Saturday night at 7:25. And once again from the Nassau Coliseum here in the Uniondale, New York area, the final score in a good, solid hockey game, the New York Islanders 4 and the Detroit Red Wings 2.
Red Wing Hockey. Tonight's game's been brought to you by Bud Light. The best has a taste all its own. A clean, distinctive taste is what you'll find in Bud Light. And by your 47 Greater Detroit area Midas shops. Trust the Midas Touch. And by the Detroit area J.C. Penney stores, your headquarters for kangaroo shoes. And by Little Caesars, the one that gives you two. Get twice the slices at any of the 150 Little Caesars locations in the Detroit metropolitan area. And by Michigan National Corporation Bank, where we give you more money for your money. And by Thornapple Valley's great-tasting hot dogs, hams, bacon, and sausage. And by Renault, the one to watch for European technology and affordability. This has been a production of the Detroit Red Wigs and TV 50.